Hi there, welcome to the Cult of Cinema. My name is Aaron, Heather William, Heather Ragnar, and we're talking about spooky season. We're talking about Halloween. So on the channel here, we are preparing for next month, 31 Days of Horror. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it as the 31 Days of Horror or I'm going to do some different stuff. I know that I'm trying to get wrangle my dad and Malcolm together to do, like we did last year, some retrospectives on some different franchises. There's some that I want to do, and there's some that I think it may take a bit of kicking and screaming to get my dad and Malcolm to do it. But that being said, it's Halloween. You know, if you're going to have a good scream, that's the time for it. Tonight, we're going to go over some releases that are coming out, including talk about the controversy with Halloween set. We will chat about some of the other releases that are coming out that I think are cool, some things to look out for, and maybe you can let us know if you're there in the chat section, some releases that you think everybody should be looking out for in this Halloween season. We can go over some ideas for the 31 Days of Horror and a lot of other spooky dooky things. I put out some feelers, and who knows, if we're lucky, I might be able to bring in a guest or two, zoom some people in and out. Would be kind of cool to see some of their thoughts on the scary season. I was chatting with Mr. Malcolm earlier, so we'll see if he pops in and talks scariness with us, which will be awesome, by the way. So if you're at the Malcolm, let me know. I have a link. I have a link. Everybody's so quiet. I mean, before the stream started, everybody was chatting, was so talkative. But once it started, y'all got quiet on me. And it's easier if you don't. So let's just dive in and look at some of the releases. We'll go with Imprint's October releases first, and we'll go from there. Again, Malcolm or Maddie or Ryan, if you're out there, or Dave, let me know. I wouldn't mind getting one of you guys in to look at this stuff with me. All the times for Malcolm goes silent. There you go. Hey there, Alan. Welcome, man. I'm going to set things up here so we can actually go and look at releases. Actually, let's start with Hammer, because Hammer's coming out with one big release, and we'll go from there. It makes it easy when it's only one release to look at, and then we'll go to the other companies as well. Look at Scream Factory. We're going to look at stuff coming up. We'll go to Blu-ray.com's like coming up section. We'll start with like late September for that, because I think that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to go with something like this, and dive into so many of the releases that are out there. And look at some releases that are already out that I think people can avail of. We'll start it with Hammer Horror, and they definitely have a couple out here. Some that definitely fit under the horror category. I'm checking my Facebook just in case somebody reaches out to me. It's a one-man show. So I know. I mean, I'm not insulted, David. I'm just, it was a last-minute thing. Like do some 30s, 40s horror, throw in some Hammer and Amicus. Nice. I always do that, actually. Hammer and Amicus, they're always on my list. Some 80s slashers. You are preaching to the choir. Sprinkling some 90s and 2000s features. I like to do at least 3 films per decade. Vincent Price. What Vincent Price is your go-to? For like the longest time, mine was Theater of Blood. I'm going to send a link out to somebody to see if he wants to come in. We'll see. All right, I may have a guest or two. Let's find out. I love The Tingler. The Tingler's been a favorite of mine for a long time. I got to see it in theater. Christopher, I got to see Tingler in theater a while back, actually. Well, when I was in high school, so that's definitely a while back. Haunted Palace, Last Man on Earth, still the best version of that story, by the way. Definitely the best version of that one. I reached out to my dad as well, so hopefully we can get him in here. Because if anybody knows horror and like especially the classic horror and stuff like that, my dad would actually have seen some of these movies in the theater, which is really kind of super cool. Curse of Frankenstein is the first Hammer Gothic horror. It is coming out in October. I cannot wait to get that release. But it's not the first horror release from the new Hammer company. In fact, that would probably be Quatermass Experiment. I know science fiction, right? But it's sci-fi horror, and it's one that I definitely think a lot of people miss out on. Now, Quatermass 2 also has horror aspects to it, but I think it's more sci-fi than horror. But Quatermass Experiment definitely has one of the most horrific scenes for early Hammer. The Fly trilogy, the original 3 films, some classic stuff there. I like the first 2 more than the third. Third one I get I go iffy on, but I do like them, and I actually do, Alan. I like the Fly remake by Cronenberg, and I do like the sequel. I'm one of those weird people that actually do enjoy the sequel to that one. So I've put the links out there. We'll see if anybody hits it. I can understand. I mean, it's hard for an author when it comes to seeing his stuff adapted. It's really freaking hard. To see stuff adapted badly. Richard Matheson. Is he still around? He's not still around, is he? If he wasn't around when the Will Smith version was done, I could see him really being upset with that one. That was a really bad version of the film. I've seen these movies in cinema again. I know it is kind of cool that we're seeing some stuff. Curse of Frankenstein is actually coming back to the theater in the UK. I would love to go and see it. But at this point, it's not something that is doable for me. However, our good friend Malcolm here would definitely be one of the people that could go see Curse of Frankenstein. My dad has always been, well, hasn't always been. I think more recently he's been more iffy on Curse of Frankenstein. I think that's still one of the best. Curse of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, and for in a weird way, Frankenstein Created Woman would be another one. All right, we got one other here. Are you ready?
Hello.
Are you going to see Curse of Frankenstein in theater, by the way? I know it's coming to theater your way.
Maybe if it's in an area near me, but it might not be. So I don't know. I mean, if it's near me, then yeah, I might go to London and watch it. Where's it going? What is it?
All right. And maybe joined by some other people here too tonight who went from like just me to, we may have a panel. We may have a panel. Can you imagine that, Malcolm? A panel. That'd be cool.
A panel.
A panel. What is your big, are you getting anything? Is there any big thing for you for Halloween this year? Is there any release that you're like looking forward to? Anything that you're grabbing? My crazy ass is grabbing that set over there because obviously, money to burn, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy money. There's don't know really. I've got The Island coming, which is a Hong Kong horror movie, but I've seen that before. I don't really know yet because I haven't really been fully prepared for it yet, and I've got a lot of horror in my collection that I want to get to in October. But as for orders themselves, I don't know.
Here's the question, though. That Bloody Island movie, does it come in a pumpkin?
No, it comes in a slip, thankfully, because that pumpkin, hopefully, it doesn't scratch the actual steelbooks in the transport.
Now, the pumpkin's done the same way that on the back part that this is done. So I have that. You have this, right? You have this?
No, I don't have that.
So the way that they do a lot of these steelbook ones, I'm not sure if you have any of the steelbook, like steel sets or not, but they put these foam inserts. And the foam inserts are keep them fairly safe. It's what's used for here, and it's what's going to be used for the new ones as well.
Okay.
So that's kind of looking forward to that. Still love me some David Gordon Green Halloween, the only director that actually committed to doing like a series of ones.
3 movies.
We got Vince. I was going to mention this. Malcolm, I heard the Halloween set is now up to 2,000 limited edition.
Yes.
That is very true. I wanted to talk with that actually. So let's chat about that. Let's chat about the Halloween set.
All right.
Up to 2,000. So I know what my thoughts
Hey,
are.
Vince. Yep.
So I'm going to let you go first when it comes to this right here. I'd love to actually. I'm a big Karloff guy, so yeah, I have. I don't have the Warner Archives Blu-ray though.
I own the Walking Archive. I read it because I have to read the comments on my TV because I'm on my phone. So if I don't respond to easily, that's why you know, right? I'm not ignoring you. I have seen The Walking Dead, and I do have the Warner Archive, and the Warner Archive looks really, really nice.
They usually do. Warner Archive does some great releases, don't they?
Big Boris Karloff fan there. I own every single movie that I've been able to pick up. I actually think Boris Karloff is one of the true horror greats that so many people forget because they don't want to watch the older films so much nowadays. You know.
So true. So true. Halloween set though. What's your thoughts on them upping it by another 1,000?
I think that was always going to happen, to be honest, if it sold well, because those type of things do. And to be honest, I won't be surprised if we get 3,000 and 4,000. And
I don't think we will. I mean, I think we're lucky that we're getting this. And I'll put it, and like, I don't think they thought. I say they hoped, but I don't think they thought they would get this. And I think what we're getting with this is we're going to get like standard editions on there. We all know there's going to be standard editions coming out of this. Like there'll be standard for people that don't want to get the set. Just so you know, there's probably going to be a standard edition. I'm pretty sure there will be with the new encodes.
There always is. There always is. Even though a lot of places say there won't be, there always is at some point.
But
with imprint, they will.
And they do like look at what they did with Neverending Story, right? Like that one has had 3 releases now, right? Like the big release.
Hey, Punk. Yeah, I think it's had 3. I mean, and the big book, it's had the set and the DVD version, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, 4K. I think it's the 4K steelbook and the big book.
The Gothic comes out next month, doesn't it? Alan, how do you like the new YouTube pop-up ads covering the whole chat so you can't see it? I hate it. I hate it, Alan. I absolutely despise it. Do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you right now. I hate the ads on this platform. Half time I turn videos off because I can't be asked to watch 50 bloody seconds of an advert. So thank you for pointing out. You've just brought out my anger.
It upsets me, but here's the thing. I ain't making up enough money on Patreon or donations to not have ads on my videos yet. Hopefully, that is my goal, is to eventually be doing enough on here so that I can, upgrade my equipment and stuff like that, so that I can like go ad free permanently. Because that's where I want to go. It's like eventually go ad free. I just can't do it yet, but I understand. It pisses me off. Ragnar like crazy.
All right, go back to the Halloween. I just want to finish what I was going to say about it.
Yes, please.
So basically, yeah, I always thought it'd be 2,000. What you got to remember is the first 1,000. If they put this whole thing into decision, but if it sold really well, they'll do another 1,000. It happens a lot more now than it should. But you got to understand, the original people that buy it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't if ever they got the money for it. But if they can sell another 1,000, then good for them. That's the way they see it. But the people that wanted to be in that 1,000, unless they're basically hand numbered, are they going to be hand numbered?
Every one of these will be numbered. I'm not sure if there's a plate or something, but every one of these will be numbered from 1,000 to 2,000. Now, the thing to know, and I think this is an important thing, although, hey, we got Ryan in there as well. So let's bring him in. Hey there, Ryan. Welcome, man.
Hi,
We're
man.
talking Halloween. We're getting into the controversy right away about the other 1,000. So the thing I wanted to say was that, and I'll get Ryan's take on this as well, is that although this is another 1,000 that's being done, and I'm glad it is because, guys, Ragnar, me, we both bought the set. And Ryan, I'm pretty sure you bought the set too, didn't you?
I am in the process of trying to get it, yes.
Excellent. See, these sets like fund other releases that come out from you. Maybe you don't want the Halloween set. Maybe you don't buy a pricey set up from Halloween. There'll be standard edition, but sets like this are the tent poles that fund other future releases, things that you may be able to take more chances on, other things that they might do. Ryan has worked now for Imprint. He did his first release, which we're actually going to talk about.
Nice.
And stoked for you, man. But for me, even though it's like 2,000 coming out, remember the first 1,000, you're still in the Club 1,000 group. Okay, you're still the cool kid. You're very special. I say you'll get yours in October, late October. All things, posts and all that type of stuff. The second 1,000, which is the second run from 1,001 to 2,000, comes out in mid-December. So they'll still be numbered. It'll still be numbered 1,001 to 2,000. It'll just come out at a later date because I think if they really had thought that they were going to be able to do this, if they really thought that 2,000 was a possibility, they would have been ready. And we would have seen them ready to have like 2,000 out of the gate. They weren't. These are coming in December. I think that's one like huge indicator that this wasn't something planned.
I think it was a possibility, though.
It's always a possibility, but when you've got a set that's this costly, that is this. I know Halloween's a massive franchise and stuff, but it's still like something like this is going to reach a certain niche level, especially at a time when some people are going to swear by this. They're going to tell you that Scream Factory put out all these Halloweens on 4K. The entire set was just one great, easy purchase. When the actual fact of it is, these 5 came out on their own. And the other one came out later on because there was rights issues. And not only did it came out exclusive to the United States. I had to special order this one, by the way. It could only be ordered in this set. They weren't allowed to break them up. And they had to be very careful with what they could put on there. So, and as far as I know, until recently, Via Vision was the only one that put out, and I think Malcolm has this too, the Ultimate Rob Zombie 4-disc Blu-ray set.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I bought it for that review we did.
That's one I wanted to get actually, and I know that ESC. I'm not sure if Ryan's been following them yet or not. They're coming in France. Mm-hmm. They put out some really cool release. I actually, I think I tagged you on that release. They put out this really cool looking Rob Zombie. It's coming out actually. I think it's a steelbook, and it's got the Devil's Eyes. Looks like the book that Dr. Loomis wrote. Really cool looking. And it's only cheap actually. Coming out actually, I think, is it late October? I go to Ryan's page to find out the stuff because I don't know when things are coming out. Like people always tell me, hey, did you see this coming out? Then I'll go back to Twitter and I'll look because I'm calling it Twitter. It's Twitter, man. It's just a Twitter. And I'll check his page or I'll go to Instagram, mostly Instagram. I'm more of a picture guy. I'm not a word guy. I like to look at things. Then I'll see that. But let's get everybody in here. So first off, let's do this. All right, guys. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
you have some stuff coming out. Anything you want to pimp before we start on anything else? Anything releases that that you can talk about, that you're working on, that have been announced, that you can actually.
All kinds of stuff. I mean, the biggest one over the last couple of weeks is the brand new movie, The Toxic Avenger. We are on that release that Cineverse is putting out. We got a visual essay, sort of history of the Toxic Avenger, pitch for the Toxic Avenger being the hero that we need right now, that we made with Tiffany Shepis just a few months back. And that's not only coming out from Cineverse, that will be coming out from at least one other company across the world, perhaps more than one. Looking into that at the moment. Gosh, what else? Just today, the third of the Nobuhiko Obayashi titles that I helped Colt Epics with got announced.
Nice.
We've got one more after this, but this third one is The Island Closest to Heaven. It's the third of his collaborations with the Katakawa production company over in Japan. What else?
Well, I know Jade. I found it by Jade.
Jade's a big one for sure. Yeah.
By the way, great job that you done on that, and that release rocks. I wanted to get that, but I didn't like what Vinegar Syndrome had done. So, especially the cover. And then you actually put in one of my favorites, The Kid Stays in the Picture, which for the longest time I had a dog-eared book.
I didn't have a say in that.
Did you?
It's a good thing though that it's there.
Robert Evans, man. Have you read the book? Because it's fascinating if you've never read it.
I have not read the book, and honestly, till they announced it, I didn't even know that it was going to be in the release. That was a nice surprise.
Everybody should buy the Physical Media Advocate issues. Agree, that which is the magazine that Ryan heads up. And one of these days, Ryan, I will write something for you. And I will get you
the invitation's always open.
I keep saying I'm going to, and I keep writing some stuff down, and then life happens. So yeah, but eventually.
Too busy doing YouTube videos.
I wish that was it. Other things outside of YouTube, which you want me to talk about until next year, but we will get to that. There's nothing stopping them bumping up to 3,000, except I don't think they will. And I mean, 2,000 is not a lot when you really think about it, as far as a limited release goes. And let's be honest, most of us that bought this, or didn't buy it because some of us did buy it for FOMO, right? Some of us bought it. Some people argue with me online, and me argue online. I know it's a shock. It's who sees this happening?
I'm more curious how many people in Australia actually bought it.
Oh, there's a few, but this guy was really vicious with me, and I won't say who he is or anything like that. I literally had to block the guy. But I'm like, before I did, I'm like, wait a second, let me check his page and go to his page. What's the first thing I say? This page is mostly used for buying and selling items. Yep.
To be fair, that's most of the Vinegar Syndrome community, to be fair.
We'll get into that sometime. Now, what's coming up for the Physical Media Advocate for October? Do we have an October issue coming up?
We do, of course, and just like every October, it's got to be all horror focused. That's the big. It's October. Everybody's in that mood. We got to deliver on that front for sure.
Hey, you! My little cat just jumped up on my leg. I have two new cats, and the tiniest one, Buster, is actually, I'm kind of curious about that. I mean, you got to get me on a cocksploitation issue. That is where I shine, Ryan. That's where I shine.
Did you say cocksploitation?
Well, yeah, that too. Obviously, that too.
We don't want him to shine too much, Malcolm.
Yeah, not that much.
He's really good at it, though.
But I spent 5 years researching a book on cocksploitation, and had it over halfway done. Started to get a deal. Had a co-author, and I moved. And after I moved, I just let things go. But for a while, and then after that, It Came From Within came out, right? Which was the book now that's that's out there, which is a really good book, by the way. So one of the other days, though, I shall finish it. That, and I'm doing something on softcore erotica, which I am still researching. That's what I'm always doing, by the way, guys. Not on here. I'm usually researching something. I'm a researching freak. That's that's my drug of choice.
That's your question, Alan. No, I haven't.
Synapse. What's Did you guys get the big set that came in, the Lamberto Bava set? Because I didn't. But
What is that?
I think you did High Tension, right?
Yeah, I got it. I just finished
Oh,
watching
the
all 4
Severn one.
films.
Oh, Severin. No. That's it. They both start with S. I was close.
I did not get that one.
My favorite one in the set is Eyewitness so far. I watched the other 3, and I'd say Eyewitness, Prince of Terror, The Man Who Won't Die, or whatever it's called, and then I would say School of Fear. The other ones, the Bravada set so far hasn't been as good in my view.
That's the one I want. I'm curious because I was a Bava guy, and I do like Lamberto Bava. Macabre, I remember seeing that. I'm sure you guys have
the
seen
ending of that film.
Oh my god, the ending of Macabre is insane.
It's the best.
I love it. That is the most insane ending, and it's right up there with Pieces. So, guys, if you've never seen Macabre, it's by Lamberto Bava. Watch it and watch Pieces by Juan Picar Simon alongside it. What a great batshit ending double feature that is. And if you want a third movie, put in Pod People, because one of the stars of Pieces is the star of Pod People. All right. Anyway, getting back to Halloween, how are you guys getting ready for spooky season? And are you prepared for spooky season? I know, Ryan, it's like work. With you and me, Malcolm, it's pretty much a lot of the
play. For me, I'll just get some random ones off my shelf because I've got so many movies. So I'll just look for horror and just do it that way. I have so much international horror as well, so it gets mixed up pretty good. I prefer it. Going from like Japanese to then Chinese comedy horror to Italian to French, you name it. So I'll probably just do that. I haven't worked them out yet because it's still early, but I'll get to it.
Buster. This is Buster. He's a little boy.
Oh.
But he's actually almost 10 weeks old. He almost never made it.
I guess the answer really should have been, I'll look at my television titles and I'll put them into a pile and watch them because they're mostly horror, aren't they, for the most part? So I'll probably put some of them in.
Well, we're not going to go there tonight, but I do think that a couple of the releases are definitely worth getting, including Rumpelstiltskin, which is now on sale in shops in Canada. Which I also should have been on, but I'm not. Thank you, man. I'm working on that. That may be something that's coming in the new year. So I will let you guys know. And talk to Ryan. Tell Ryan to get me on some stuff because I know.
Oh, you got to be honest and share that I've tried.
I'm trying not to because
stuff happens, and people got to realize. I mean, just today I went through something with another company where a full release that we had 4K restoration done, film ready to be released on 4K, all the extras done, and we had everything canceled at the last minute by the director.
Oh, no.
They're blocking the release entirely, and so we have to go follow through legally to see if we can recoup any of that.
To be fair, I can feel that pain, Ryan, because I was working on a visual essay for release from a company. And I was like, okay, this is going to be awesome. About a week and a half before we're almost finished, working with my producer on it. And we're like, they just found out that they can no longer get the rights to that film. And yeah, you know what I'm feeling? So I'm like, oh man, this was I was like so excited because it was one that my dad knew. So it was like one of those releases, like, you get that one of those like that are close to you. And yes, that's true, by the way. Ryan has worked to get me on stuff. So I will say right now, in the future, I do think that we'll find a place where we can work together. I'm working more towards, I started with the writing stuff, but most of the stuff that I'm doing right now that I'm working on is on the visual essay side of things. That's where I've been, I bought a new computer screen for like editing and all that type of stuff. And that's what I've been doing in my spare time. I've been editing stuff. Nice. But yeah, I can feel the pain. especially when you spend so much time like doing something and you're like, oh man, this is going to be such a good release. And you get there and you're like, but that only happened to me on being on like the small side of it. I can't imagine producing something and like going through all that, because you have that extra like level there of like that. So yeah, I feel your pain. Obviously,
We had started on the release in March 2024 too.
Oh wow.
one of the releases Ryan tried to help me get on was a dream release for me. And like he worked till the bitter end to get me on there.
Ebola
Didn't-
syndrome then.
But on what?
Ebola
Yeah.
syndrome in Australia.
Well, yeah, obviously that's going to be like the release. Oh, with but with special director's commentary by the ghosts of Rene Cardone. But I'm very appreciative. I have some amazing people here.
That's pretty cool though.
I thank you guys so much for that. And I want to lean towards commentaries. Those are really hard, as Ryan does know.
Yeah, talking about love and research, you have to do one of those.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. People tend to not know. I went to school for journalism. That was my bag for years. And this channel here, I think the way this channel is, and I will say this, I'll be honest, I think this channel doesn't have more subscribers than it does because I don't get as clickbaity. And I get a little bit too on the weird knowledge side of things. But the cool people come in anyway, so that's the most important.
We got that in common then, Aaron.
See, that's it. It's it's the important part. And look, you went from this to like your own production company, doing features, doing stuff for different films, which is absolutely amazing. Malcolm started before me. Malcolm, if you go back and check Malcolm's early videos, he looks like a baby when he started his videos. He looks like a completely different. I mean, like, oh my God, I thought I look not that. Sadly, I don't look that different. It was like 14 years ago my channel started, and what's happened? This is great.
Yeah.
This is a little bit thinner. Like, see, this here was bald for like the longest time. I used to shave my head. For 8 years, I shaved my head. And this will, I think you'll both get, I know Malcolm get this, but my better half said I looked too much like the Mitchell brothers, so I couldn't do it anymore. So that's an EastEnders reference, like soap opera, like gangster reference.
Yeah.
But for me right now, I got to say the big thing for me is the Curse of Frankenstein. I know, Ryan, we talked about that. You got that one pre-ordered too. You ordered the Hammer.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you get in on the special feature, on the bonus? Because they said you're supposed to know when you get the receipt. I didn't see anything.
No. I have not ordered direct from them. It was in that weird limbo time with the US, so I was not even going to mess with that.
That sucks.
It was, I had to go through. I couldn't just get, I was ordering into the UK because my wife's cousin lives in the UK. A few of her cousins do. So I ordered it. I tried to order it. It kept saying, not in your region, not in your territory, is what it said. So then I had to go and try and use a VPN. Did not work. Still said not in your territory. I'm like, crap, I'm going to miss out on this release. I'm going to miss out on the bonuses, all that type of stuff. I had to open up an incognito window. I shit you not, an incognito window to order the release. So finally I ordered it. My order was 10432. So I think the 10 is the normal dog like designation. So I think 432 was my number. But I don't know. If I get anything, I'll maybe get the picture. I'll get the ticket. Welcome, Frank. I was actually watching one of your videos earlier tonight, by the way. Great stuff.
I'll
Hey,
probably
Joe,
pick up that title, Alan. Just answer your question.
Like everything's going so fast right now. What happened to your other? Well, there's 10. I have 10 now. I have 10 kitty cats in the house right now. Ooh. So yeah, we had more. There was a litter that came, and Buster was the only one that's still around from that litter. Unfortunately,
that's sad.
But and he fought. I came back from Spain, and I came back early to take care of the cats because the new cats were here. And I won't say too much. It's a bit of a bummer. But other cats hadn't survived, and it didn't look like any of them did. At the last second, as I was walking out the door, the vet called me back and said, one of them just moved his head. Come back later and I'll let you know if he survived. I went back about 4 hours later. That entire time was a nightmare. And she gave him to me. He wasn't moving, barely at all. He was barely moving. And I'm like, okay, I'm bringing the cat home for his last night or something like that. It was the most hellish night of my life. And it stayed that way for about a week, where I stayed there and I fed him with like Cerelac with the syringe and stuff like that. But man, was he a fighter for cats. So Buster's my miracle cat. Anyway, enough of that mushy stuff. You guys don't come here for that. Or maybe some of you do. Cotton Comes to Harlem. Great movie, by the way. I think commentary track is where eventually I'll end up because I got a face for commentaries. That and one thing I've been able to find out, like after a while, you start to like figure out, and I think Malcolm, Ron, you both understand this. As you're on here, you're doing stuff like this. You start to figure out your strengths and your weaknesses. For me, I'm a storyteller. I'm a talker.
And we know it.
Yeah, look at me. Look at this. I can barely shut up. My weakness, I can barely shut up. But for commentary, stuff like that, I'm a researcher. I'm a storyteller. I think that's eventually where I'll settle at when it comes to like that. That's where I can see me going.
To answer what Matthew was saying, Schwarzenegger did that on most of his commentaries. He did, just constantly describing what was going on. That's basically what makes his commentaries so good, because he does on nearly every title.
On the screen, I can't do a Schwarzenegger. I was going to try, but Joe Bob Briggs. I had the Hell High, like Joe Bob Briggs. I think it was the Streak Show put that out initially, and it was like that's why people bought it, because Hell High, because he's talking, it's cut, and he's talking about stuff in the commentary that ain't on the screen, because like luckily that's all pop back in. But I love Hell. Anybody here a fan of Hell High? Are we Hell High fans in this panel?
It's been a long time, but yeah.
That opening, man. Oh. All right.
Is that the jump out the window one?
Yeah. I want to go in one at a time and actually.
That's quite hilarious.
I want to hear about your thoughts on what you're doing, what you got coming up, what you're excited about for Halloween. Is there a particular release that you're looking at? I got two: Curse of Frankenstein and the Hammer one. Those are the two right now. That's and Hammer. Curse of Frankenstein and the Halloween one. We'll go Malcolm first, then we'll go to Ryan, and we'll see.
Ryan can go first because I need to think about it.
Okay, Ryan, do you have any release that you pretty much earmarked? You're like, okay, this is it. This is my Halloween release. This is what I want.
I mean, it's very cliche, but as a big fan of the series that watched them all on the big screen 2.5 years ago, I am very curious to check out the 4K restorations of Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5. Seeing how great one could look on the big screen, and then literally seeing how garbage the rest of them looked after that because they had not been restored yet, really showed the positive aspect to this industry, because man, it is a different world night and day when you're looking at part one beautifully, like all the grain fully intact, everything sharp, everything sounding beautiful, colors looking better than they had before, and then you get to 3, 4, and 5 that are beloved sequels for many people. Like 3 is many people's favorite of the entire series, and it looked like straight trash compared to the first one. And I got to be honest, it doesn't help that when you're sitting in a marathon in a theater for a whole day watching 8 of those movies back to back, that they get progressively worse looking. And so as you're getting tired, it feels like the film's getting tired, and you both start losing mutual interest. And so I'm very curious to see those loved properly by a studio in a genuinely great looking release, because they've never looked good on home video.
That's true. And I got to say, Warner has been knocking it out of the park with their 4Ks recently. I got the 4K that they put out for the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which was fantastic. Then they put out the Clint Eastwood 4Ks. Holy shit. Like those things. Did you guys get those? I mean, like Dirty Harry is like night and day. I picked up the Blu-ray release of Dirty Harry like about a month or so before, a couple months before actually. So I wasn't going to get the release. I went online and I saw like, Warner Brothers like YouTube page, and I'm like, holy crap, this looks amazing. So I picked up that. I picked up Josie Wales. I haven't got Pale Rider yet. I haven't been able to find it, but I grabbed those other two. I'm very excited. I don't have it pre-ordered yet. Did you go for the Steelbook edition or the standard edition?
For me, I went for the Steelbook. I got in there. I got real lucky because I did my show, and we finished at like, I don't know, 11:30 p.m. My time, and everything went up for pre-order for the Steelbooks about 10 minutes later, and that's when the frenzy started. So I ordered, posted for Disconnected that it was available, and then by the next day it was gone. And then of course it came back like 3 or 4 times, but not for very long every time. So I got lucky, I think.
They need another 1,000 there. See, I wonder if people complain if they said they want to do another 1,000 of those Nightmare on Elm Street spots.
They will
They should.
release them probably, because that's what they do with quite a few of the steel books I've noticed. After a certain period, they'll do like another run.
I hope so.
I mean, I hope they do. I don't think these should be limited like that. I mean, forget doing these for collectors. Do them for people that love the movies. Anytime that they add more to a release, I'm always happy about it.
Yeah.
That's never a bad thing in my eyes.
I think that Steelbooks have been one of the things, and I'll say this, and I said this about 2 years ago. You remember this, Malcolm? That I said, like, I think Steelbooks are one of the things that casual, like, not just collectors, but casuals will see in a store and buy.
Yeah, sure. Because the artwork sometimes is really nice.
Yeah, that's why Walmart went all in when it came to like doing a lot of the Steelbook stuff. Walmart did a whole bunch like Steelbook releases and going for stuff like that. And Warner Brothers again in Steelbooks, Paramount. I got some Paramount like Steelbooks coming up from Alliance. The Clueless Steelbook's amazing. That looks incredible like release.
It is, yeah.
I'm excited to get my hands on that one actually. And Thai Soldiers too. That's when I was like so excited to get. I haven't seen Thai Soldier since VHS. I didn't get the DVD.
Classic. One of the best movies ever.
That's a good one. I mean, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot, Ryan. I forgot the Nightmare on Elm Street set. And that is like one of the big releases this year. That's Steelbook set. Did you get it from like the North American edition or did you get the Zavvi edition? Because no, there's two.
I got the US one, thankfully. It's I'm glad because it's what, $85 cheaper. And then everybody's like, hey, it doesn't have the Blu-rays. I don't care. Most of us have the old Blu-ray sets, the same Blu-rays. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, the Blu-rays, that's the thing. Like the Blu-rays are not going to be like, it's nice if it's the same price for $85 extra dollars. No, it ain't worth it. Not paying that
Not
extra.
at all.
If it came back in, that's something I think would grab. How much was it? About like 200 for that set?
The US dollars, my price is locked in at 168.
That's not bad.
That's
So
not
200
bad.
Canadian. So yeah, that's not a bad price.
Pretty great.
7 movies, 7 Steelbooks. The original like poster art, I think was on those two, right?
Yep.
And much like the Halloween set, like I think with the titles and everything taken off, so you can just look at the wonderful art for each of the posters. I love
Thankfully,
them.
not as bad as those bloody James Bond steelbooks. They looked awful.
There's choices were made and they weren't very good. Malcolm, did you think of anything you're grabbing for Halloween?
Yeah, so mentioned earlier the Della Gothic 2 set, because I get that my subscription with Radiance. So I'm looking forward to getting that. As always, with every Radiance title, since I love them, they're my favorite company, I think.
Have you? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so yeah, that's probably my most wanted, because I'm not going to buy Friday the 13th. I'm not going to buy Halloween again for the 50th time, and I'm probably not going to buy Nightmare on Elm Street either. Not because I don't like them, but I can wait for the sets where they're like in 20 years when they're like 10 quid. I feel like I've watched those movies so much, but I don't feel like I need them again. Not at the minute. I mean, it's not bad. I'm happy for people who really want them and they want to pay out for them and have them. That's up to them. That's good. I'm happy for them. But for me, it's like I've got the Shout Factory 4Ks of Halloween, so I don't need to buy the Australian one. You know, Friday the 13th, I love number 2 the most. I think number 2 is the best. But, you know, other than watching that in 4K, I probably won't care too much. And I'd probably be the same with a lot of the big mainstream horrors, I think. So I'm happy to get stuff I've never seen, like the Della Gothic 2 one. For the time being. And then there's probably stuff I'll probably pick up around the time when they have sales in the store. Like older films like Jekyll and Hyde and stuff like that with Ingrid Bergman and stuff like that.
I I got Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde about a year or so ago, and I've put off watching it. So I may be watching that during the Halloween season. That actually might make it onto the channel. So we'll see on that right there. For me, obviously, it's the two big releases, right? That are there. But before, I know Ryan's got to go like fairly soon because he's a busy dude. We're lucky to get him in for this length of time. This guy's always he's always shuffling. He's always working, man.
Right
Tell
now,
us.
I got to go feed my kids. That's the main reason.
The
Well,
most important job of all.
yeah. As a
They
guy
get
that
priority.
let us know, man. Tell us if there's stuff that you want to talk about. There's stuff you got. Any company at all. If there's anything that's coming out that you're really excited about, that you've been working on, that you can let us know about. That's maybe it's already been announced. Maybe you're wondering, you're worried it's going to slip under that radar when you're doing so much different stuff.
I mean, Deaf Crocodile and TerraVision are probably my first two main passions. I know Deaf Crocodile doesn't get as much airplay compared to a lot of people because most people have never heard of the titles they release.
Crazy.
But the stuff that we're doing is going to blow some minds if people actually give it a chance. I think it's not this coming Friday, but next Friday. We're launching our October slate, and it's 5 films over 6 discs across 2 separate box sets, and it is two box sets. One of them is silent films. One of them is experimental silent films, and they're remarkable. The releases are crazy. The one that's a 3 film box set, it's across 4 discs, and we had to start turning bonus features away because we had no more room on the discs.
Oh wow!
It is crazy what we're doing over there. On top of that, I mean, we already joked about TerraVision earlier, but the 13 Weeks of Halloween, we're not even halfway through these, and they still have their best yet to reveal. There's going to be some stuff that's going to make some people squirm a bit. And what's crazy is everybody's talking about this period. That's just getting us to the end of October. We still got 2 months after that this year. Don't forget.
All I'll say is hopefully they'll actually release on time.
I would agree, and I want people to look at all of these other companies that are behind right now. I mean, Severn just had manufacturing
they all are,
problems.
aren't they, to a degree? I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
complaining. I'm just joking, because
I
it seems
think
like everybody or bad disc or, I mean, look at Severn. They had problems with their high tension set.
Yeah.
You have Radiance. They've had problems with a couple of their discs. It's a normal thing, but I think it's just one of those things where it happens with everyone. And people forget TerraVision's still quite small to a degree.
Yeah. I think the big problem right now is the industry as a whole scaled back, and now we've kind of gotten not to where we're growing, because I don't think people are really growing so much anymore, but just the onslaught of releases that we get every single month, it's really hard to keep up with that after we have scaled the manufacturing back. And so right now there's kind of a strain on the system. I think some of these other pieces of the steps that aren't the label themselves are really strained, like the actual manufacturing, the packing, the paper printing that people don't talk about, even like the sleeves and all of that. It's a lot to get all of those pieces in the right steps, in the right places at the right time, and it's insane.
I mean, like I will say right now, Deaf Crocodile is a company that I get really excited about. I don't have any of the releases at this point.
How can you be
because
excited by them if you don't own any of their titles?
That's the thing. Because
That's
I like
such a BS answer.
I get their news that I'm like,
this is a BS answer, man.
yeah. I live in Morocco.
I love every Deaf Crocodile title. I'm so excited by them, but I don't own a single one of their titles because
imprint, right?
I'm going to just act like I care. Yeah, okay.
But do you know how long it took me to get those releases? Do you know how long it took me? So it's nice to sit in England for the US.
It's nice to sit in England. It cost me a fortune if I subscribe to them. I pay like $280 to get the stuff from them. With the shipping and all that from Diabolic, that's crazy.
Well, you can order you can order releases. You can go to a place and order releases. So go to HMV. No, I can't. They don't.
You can order them to Canada. You can order them to Thingy, and then get your ass over there and pick them up.
You do not know how hard that is. Anyway, let me get into what I was going to say. Is that one of my viewers reached out to me and said, "You need to get Deaf Crocodile." Deaf Crocodile, by the way, the guys have been here in the chat like several times. They're really, really nice. And he said, I'm sending you some Deaf Crocodile. You need to get this in your collection. I'm going to get your.
Oh, so that's what it is. I
get
care
your dick
about
pic.
Deaf Crocodile because I'm being sent Deaf
But
Crocodile,
not by
not
Deaf
because
Crocodile.
I buy Deaf Crocodile. Okay, we've got it here. We've got it here. Okay, I
I'm
understand.
going to mute you, by the way, just in a second. If you don't let me get, if you don't let me like get things out, I'm going to mute you. Because no, it was really nice. I mean, like a guy reached out to me. It was on like I didn't expect it, and there was like 3 releases that they'd gone out of print, so I wasn't able to grab them. So I'm excited to check them out. I want to check out some of the Sylvian anime. That stuff, that's the stuff that got me interested, and like that's the stuff that got me looking towards them. I love the animation stuff.
So you like Pied Piper then?
I don't have Pied Piper. Like that's the thing. I want to look at some stuff that I haven't seen. How do I know if I haven't seen it? How can I say, oh yes, I love this? I'd be lying to you.
Look it up. You can find it online, I'm sure.
No, I've seen.
I will say, and I know that I'm going to sound slightly biased, but the only reason I aligned myself with this company on the inside is because this and Mono Macabro are the only 2 companies where I've ever felt the entire line was properly curated, and there's literally not a single dud in the entire lineup that they've ever put out.
Very, very good point.
I think if I would have if Deaf Crocodile would have been more around when I was like in Canada, I'd have more of them than I do. Like Mono Macabro, obviously they were around, so I got a lot of Mono Macabro releases. I grabbed Mono Macabro like bundles and stuff like that when they were coming out. And the guy Jared, right? Mono Macabro.
He's the U.S. guy, but Pete Toombs is still the owner of Mono Macabro.
Yeah. So he's the guy that wrote the book. That's how we got Mono Macabro in the first place. But the guy that reached out to me back when we did our first big order, my better half, she's not from Canada. The idea of these like exploitation horror, whatever releases from other countries really intrigued her. So we just moved to Nova Scotia, and we started grabbing like pretty much like everything Mono Macabro. We did Christmas, our entire Christmas under the Christmas tree was Mono Macabro. Jacqueline Packstein, if you guys have slept on that one yet, don't. It's a really good movie.
That sounds really good, Matty, by the way. It works better with a crowd because it's a tight film, but I think it's definitely fantastic. I love that film, by the way.
The Argento one we're talking about? Okay, yeah. First time I saw that was on VHS. Miami. What's the Video Search Miami, if anybody remembers them. But anything else that you want to talk about before you head out, my friend?
I think that's it. Stay up on Deaf Crocodile. Watch all the live streams for TerraVision. We've got 7 or 8 weeks of this 13 weeks of Halloween left, and there's not wanting to hype it up too much. There's probably 3 or 4 of those weeks that are going to blow some minds.
Well, hopefully, because that'd be awesome. Because so far, this is a positive thing. In case people think I'm going to diss television is positive. They've released some really good films I've wanted for a long time. Like good quality ones as well, like slashers and stuff like that. So, I'm always happy to be a subscriber to them. But yeah, I admit there's some duds in my view, but not in others' view, I'm sure. Do you know what I mean? But, I just hope the best for them and that they get, even more bigger releases that people want to jump on, because that's going to fuel more better films and better contracts. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to those other weeks. What day's the announcements? Is it what day? Because it's no Thursday, you're saying it?
Every single Friday for the next 13
Friday,
weeks.
So,
Yeah.
Are they going to be doing them all live now? Or are they just going to start doing the emails again?
Not everyone will be live because of my schedule, but I think most of them will be live.
Okay, cool.
I will say this, Brad, you get me on a TerraVision release. We'll talk some. I'll get you on here. We'll talk some TerraVision. Until then, no sour grapes or anything. But until then, there's some great stuff coming out no matter what. From like a lot of different companies. Me, I'm old school. I want to see. There's certain things I want, but I'm at the point. I got a lot of movies in my collection. So right now I'm either filling holes in my collection or I'm deciding what I really want to be watching for the next. I'm old, man. I'm old. For the next few years. So that's why I'm starting to like. Okay, I want to grab like this. I want more animation in my thing. That's where Dev Crocodile came in. Imprint started putting itself that I really like and I really enjoy with like premium editions. I'm lucky enough, I'm blessed enough that when somebody puts out a release like, oh, this is a big ass release, I can buy the big ass release. Not everybody can. That's okay.
You
Not
just said
everybody
it's extremely hard to. You just said it's hard to get the releases because of where you are. Now you're saying you can buy whatever you want.
No, I mean, I can if I want to go, I can go and get things come from certain companies and get them come, especially UK.
Before we
UK
start landing
releases.
blows, I got to go make my kids dinner. Thanks for the invite, Aaron.
Okay.
We'll
Have a
talk
great
soon.
day.
Take care,
Thank you so much for coming
Nice
in.
seeing you.
See you, Mac.
Well, it is going to go to blows in a second. That much right now. I'm going to kick this guy's ass.
Oh,
At least verbally. But before that happens, yes, money. $25 per tape, if you remember, by Howdy 666. That's how much it costs for Vinegar Syndrome Miami, Video Shows Miami releases. $25 a tape. You didn't know what it was going to look like when you got it. All you knew, you're going to get that tape in the mail with that hard, like plastic case with this kind of like this light blue, like coloring, almost green, bluish green coloring with the stuff put on the front and back. I mean, for me, there's certain companies that I want to dive into. Certain I'm not sure, but people asked me recently why I don't have any CPI, Canadian Pictures International. Well, in Canada, unfortunately, CPI very pricey and very hard to get. Well, every time I go back to Canada, I look for CPI releases. Every time I go back to Canada, I'm not in Canada long enough to order things. I don't like to order things. I don't like to order things.
Why don't you just get them doing the Vinegar Syndrome sales when they're like $10, $12 because nobody buys them?
Because, as of a couple, want me to be honest, want me to be blunt, me getting money to Canada has gotten a lot harder, and I don't want to like reaching out to my mom to
Fair enough. Fair enough. That makes sense. Fair enough.
For me, like I can order like Imprint because I can order like myself. I can order from from companies like that when it comes through like Metaluna, for instance. I can order from Arrow Video. I can't order from the United States. Can't order from Canada because I don't have that the bank can't stop in the way that I can do it. I'd have to rely on like my parents or something like that to pay it ahead of time, and I don't feel putting that onus on them.
That makes sense because it's kind of hard asking your parents to do things, especially if you're not going to be able to cover it for quite a while.
That's the thing. Like I don't go like I go once a year now. And not every year do I get out there.
You ain't got this year, have you?
No, I'm not going to January. So it's my first year not going at all. And I'll be honest, I've been wrecked with homesickness, like harder than I've ever had before. My grandparents are no longer around. I was raised with my grandparents. Luckily, my dad.
Your dad's going, and your dad and your thing. It's hard. It's very hard. I know what it's like because when I moved to America, very very hard being away from home.
Like I'm excited to go in January. I'm excited to see my dad. I'm excited to see my mom. I'm excited to see like my sisters and my kids and my aunts and stuff. And my nieces, if they're around. My nieces are getting older. One of my nieces is going off to college this year. My youngest daughter actually just started in college,
That's nice.
recently. So that was kind of a.
I do, Ragnar, because I'm what you classify as a movie connoisseur. I will watch anything and everything movie-wise. It's one of my greatest traits, I'd say, because I can talk about world cinema, I can talk about horror, I can talk about drama, I can talk about biography movies, you name it. I can now talk about it.
See, for me, I used to. Like, I'm older than you, though. And I've reached this point, I'm 54 years old, where I don't have the time to watch, like, everything. Now, maybe I got more time because, I'm retired, right? I'm semi-retired. But, not that I don't have the time. It's that I don't care to make the time. Like, it's like, I want to watch the stuff that I want to watch at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm watching Friday the 13th, part 4 for the 57th time today. I've earned that fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But no, I do
But
like you. I
you
like
know, at
I
the end
like
of the day,
guys. Just not
I mean,
not
at
don't
the
post
end
much.
of the day, it's up to you what you watch and what you do. Me personally, for the most part, unless I'm going to be talking about a movie, like let's say me and Anne were going to talk about Halloween, the first Halloween or whatever, I'd watch the movie again because I own it, right? But I might watch that movie maybe once every 3 years, right? And it's not because I don't think the movie's a classic. I think the movie is a classic. I could talk about that movie quite a lot. It's for me, it's a really good movie, but there's so much more out there that is incredible to watch and learn from and see. And sometimes it helps you appreciate uh, the films like Halloween again because you look at different aspects of the cinema. That's what my view is.
I gotta watch Halloween every year, by the way, like at least once to twice a year. But
Mm.
for me, I mean, certain ones I'll I like more than others. When it comes to stuff like this, like I said, I don't have any Deaf Crocodile stuff yet. Not because I didn't want it, because it wasn't available to me. I'm going to be able to check out some of the releases finally, and I'm actually super stoked about that. So thanks if you're there in the chat that reached out to me on that, because
Well, do you remember their name?
I got it in my I suck at names, but I got it upstairs in my
I mean, you don't have to say it on it. I'm just saying.
yeah, and I don't know if they want me to, so I'll wait until I can find out. Like I had somebody reach out and send me up some Criterion releases recently, which was really.
I'm just going to shout out, guys. Can Pill reach out to me, right, and say to me, Mr. Malcolm, right, I'd like to send you some cinema from my country, right? If it's whatever, send it to me, right, and I shall talk about it in great detail and all this. That would be very cool.
There you go.
In my whole YouTube career, I was only ever sent one thing from a person until recently, and that was thanks to George. Right, George was really friendly and really sent me some nice things. Right, so thanks to George if George is watching. But before George and that, I got sent one thing. It was a double feature of Tales from the Crypt 1 and 2. You know, Bordello Blood and
oh yeah,
not one. And I remember watching those films for the first time off that disc, and I really enjoyed them. But yeah, I never really nobody ever really sent me anything when I was in America or here.
I'm surprised,
Other than
especially in
that,
the States.
yeah, it's very surprising. But I think it's because, if I'm honest, and it's ain't this on Aaron or anyone else who gets stuff from subscribers on that. I think it's because I've always been somebody who went out and bought a lot of the stuff that people recommended instead of saying to me, "Oh, have you seen this? You better watch this." Then the person going, "Oh, I haven't had a chance to pick that up yet or not." And sometimes that person will send it to them. But for me, I always picked it up for the most part. So I think that might be part of it. Plus, I think because when I was doing videos, a lot of videos I was doing were very, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't expect people to send me anything. I'm joking when I say send me stuff. But what I'm saying
No,
is, I always think it's interesting when I knew a guy, who I used to talk to, and sadly, he had learning difficulties. And when I say sadly, I mean really bad learning difficulties. And his whole collection was 3 movies. He never bought a single one. His whole collection was 3 movies and people watched them. And I
that's
always thought
cool.
that was really interesting because if he got sent something like Halloween, for instance, he'd keep it. But if he got sent something like Scarface or something like Ilsa or something like that, he would immediately just give it away.
Those are two very different films, by the way.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, he'll just
Yeah.
give him away. He wouldn't even watch him, wouldn't even give him a chance. Talk to me about that big ass Halloween pumpkins, Malcolm.
You ordered it, Ragnar. You can be as negative as you want to right now, but you ordered it just like me. You are secretly you're secretly like me.
It's true, you can't take it with you. It's true. When I die, which might be sooner than later, I told Donna that I want her to basically just sell it all. You know, and to be honest with you, she probably won't even know how to. She probably end up selling it for like £1 for like a big box set or something.
For my kids, like my kids don't have any family, like that's where that stuff will go. Stuff
But
that
how would it go to them when it's in? How would it go to them when it's in Morocco?
Well, that's the thing. Like my kids, they're eventually going to visit here and stuff like that. Don't take
But
everything
can
at
they
once.
carry it all? Can they carry it all with them?
Well, they wouldn't take it all, but if I say like there would be something that'd be like, this is kind of morose, but like, okay, they like this movie, they remember this, or this set, like they remember watching with me or something like that, that type of thing.
Yeah, I'll get
And anytime they come back, they can pick something up if they want to. Do I like the Running Scared? I actually do like Running Scared. Paul Walker.
Running Scared is a good film. Isn't that based on a comic?
Is it? I'd have to go back.
It's based on a comic.
I'd have to check. I mean, I know History of Violence was because I had the graphic novel for that one. But I have to look. I'd have to look back. I really can't remember right now, to be honest with you.
I'll have a look, Alan, for Rustler's Rhapsody. I'll give it a look.
Rustler's Rhapsody is a fun film.
Because it sounds like a pretty old movie if it's got Andy Griffith in it.
Well, he's older in it, but it's a mid-'80s film, early mid-'80s. Rustler's Rhapsody, if I remember correctly. I remember
Matlock years.
Oh, which one?
Doing his Matlock years.
Yeah. Around that time period. Yeah, it's very hard to get certain companies in Canada. Yeah, that's the thing. And if we're lucky enough to find them, like it's usually you're at a record store and they carry one copy of a certain company. It gets very, very hard, very expensive. Sunrise Records doesn't care as much as it used to. I wish they did. But their section is very small.
HMV's like that in Basingstoke. Let's go to a really big one, like really good big HMV. You won't find the titles. It sucks. I hate buying offline. I really do.
Because we got HMV. Well, we don't have HMV because we kept HMV in the UK. We changed Sunrise Records, and then they brought back what's the name of it? In the Toys R Us stores in Canada. They brought back.
Didn't you say was it HMV?
HMV shops, like HMV shops, yeah, tiny HMV shops, which is small. It's got a little selection. Prices are similar to what Sunrise has, so it's not HMV like you got HMV.
Yeah.
Now you're lucky though. You have like CX and places like that, which
but CX is trash for the most part.
CX saved my butt over the last couple of years.
I mean, it's great for you because you come over to one of the countries where you go CX, right? And it might have some great deals in there and stuff. But for people like me who are obviously always here, when we go in CX, most of the time it's the same old stuff, and you can't. Half the time the booklet's missing if you find something good, or it's very disappointing.
I've looked out there when it comes to that stuff, having the booklets and stuff like that. I mean, for me, right now, like I didn't realize the first year that I came here how hard it was going to be as a collector, like not being able to collect as much and not being able to get stuff.
And first year
it was, and I'm like, I did it, and at that point, I still was able to get things over to Canada a little bit easier, and I was traveling a bit more there. But as I went through, it got a little bit harder. But the thing that made it easier for a bit, was I was not interested in most of the stuff that's being released. Wasn't interested in a lot of the stuff. I like Vinegar Syndrome, which is a company that I loved. My nickname, my moniker was Mr. Vincent. Became a company that I barely recognized.
Yeah.
And that didn't excite me with a lot of stuff that they put out. And I know that's like sacrilege to some people, and I do apologize.
Not really. I've been a subscriber to Vinegar Syndrome for 3 years, and they're not the same company I fell in love with.
But it's good for some people. Like some people are going to go in, and I think for some people that weren't collecting when we were collecting Malcolm, especially when I started, like for the Scream Factory early days, the early days Scream Factory and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but Vinegar Syndrome releases for them, awesome, because they don't have these films already from another company on another disc.
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking to Master Chaos about it when he was a subscriber, and they started bringing out all these MGM releases. Then he had every one of them. He had all the Show Factory, all the Scream Factory stuff, and he's like, it's just too many doubles. I can't do this anymore. he kept it up for as long as he did, I think, because of the, he had a channel, and at the time, was getting stuff in.
Yeah, it was popular, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Vinegar Syndrome at the time was getting more views if you open the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Now everybody does it, right? Everybody's got.
I think one point it was all Vinegar Syndrome and Seven, wasn't it? If you did those back to back, it was like, oh, these are popular streams because these are the big ones.
Well, for me, when I started in the stream, like the cool part for me, Malcolm, was that Twitch, people like streamed on Twitch for like video game stuff that very rare, except for like maybe once a month, or maybe it was a rare thing to see like people streamed at movies. Yeah. So when I started doing this, I was like the only fish in the pond, right? So there'd be like, I'd come on and there'd be like 100, so many people there. Donations were great, stuff, all that type of stuff. So I was able to like get like, I went out like after one like good video and picked up like Snowball mic and picked up like, at the time I wasn't using the Mac, I was using like a PC, so I had to pick up a new camera because the cameras on PCs are shit.
Great times.
Yeah. But it's different. And just this year, like, and I know people crap on them a lot, especially recently, the Imprint, they got me excited. They got me excited about collecting again. And so when I see some comments, I get a little defensive, right? I get like, oh wait, let me come in, let me white knight here, right? Which I don't want to do because I want to be that guy. Those guys are insufferable. It's true.
Don't worry, you already are, so we don't mind. Okay, you already are, so there's a guy.
But like Imprint and Hammer are the two ones that are really, really hit me.
Well, my view of Imprint's gone down recently. Not in a bad way, just with certain things. I still think they're one of the best companies, so it's not that. But I can see why you'd want Imprint. I can see why you'd want a Hammer. Hammer, I've always been surprised that Hammer didn't have more of a base on the movies to start with, other than their, the DVD stuff. And yeah, they released some, but this is like a big upgrade for them. So I'm hoping they can keep that up, because that would be amazing for those type of titles, because they're the type of releases we all need, especially from the cinema over here, As for Imprint, I think their releases are great. I think their normal releases suck. The box ones, they're where it's at. The normal releases were just a cheap slipcover looking thing with no booklet. I hate them. I absolutely despise them. All right. But when it comes to the box sets, I think they're phenomenal. I think the big sets are phenomenal when they actually do them properly. So I can see why people would love Imprint, because I used to buy from them every month, in their monthly order thing. So I think I did that for like 2.5 years. And then I just started going, I can't order these because I got stuff I've already, had before.
So for me, it's like discovering a company it's kind of comical, because I was on here, I was doing a video. I'm not sure if it's a live stream or a video. No, I was doing a video. And I'm like, I've always wanted to get like a good Kolchak the Night Stalker. Like I got the Kino movies.
That's not a perfect release for them.
Yeah, and I said I never got the series. I would love to see someone put it like a prestige edition. The very fucking next day, Malcolm, the very next day it got announced. Hind saw it first, and she was like, people are going to think you're in the know. Because you just made a video like yesterday talking about this, and now they're announcing it. I had no.
Why haven't you told her? But you're the head of Imp.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. All of a sudden, I turn around, get one of my cats in my hands, and it's worked again.
If you
one more, 1,000 more Halloween releases.
If you put all the names of the cats together, right? They spell VI Vision.
I got my kitty cat looking at me right now. I'm like,
thinking, what's going on?
I gotta say, I think like these guys keep me sane. As sane as
I would think so.
I can be. As sane as I can be considered at this point in my life. As sane as I can be considered. Right, Buster? Right, my boy? Come on. I might have to get you to take over for a minute, because I might have to feed him while I do that.
So that's all right. People, if you got questions, you can ask me some questions while Evan's busy.
Yes, give Malcolm. I'll be back. Remember that.
We'll be back.
I'll be right back.
Oh, he's not going to make it back.
Oh, did you know that they leaked the opening to Scream 7?
No.
Are you hungry? You're hungry. Come on, let's go.
Let me
I'll bring it
put
back.
the
Malcolm's taking over. Me and Buster are going on a journey. Come on. So, let's go.
comments. Here we go. We'll put it's coming on 4K Blu-ray release nearly soon. I saw him down the thing. My Instagram. I'm curious about Minority Report actually, how good it's going to look. Because I don't the Blu-ray didn't look that great from what I remember. Oh, there we go. Why am I zoomed in? I think it only when the Dennis questions now. It does look that way, Matty. I'll be honest with you. So let's talk about some interesting things while Alan's gone. So I recently picked up this set. This is the Takashi Ishii set, which I finished tonight. It's a Japanese, famous Japanese director. Most people will know of him, I'm sure. I'm sure Matty knows of him. The first disc was Alone in the Night. Really good movie, very gritty. Gave it a 4. Angel Guts, Red Flash, surprisingly very Giallo-esque. And really good part of a series called the Angel Guts series, which had 6 movies, which was annoying because I kind of hoped they'd release them, on Blu-ray. Original Sin, which was about an affair between a woman and a younger man while she's married to an older man. And I've got to be honest, for a 2-hour movie, it's spectacular in the use of lighting and the connection of each character. I really enjoyed the older husband because he felt very genuine and very, I don't know, boy, very sad and very, I don't know, it just felt like I could imagine the husband would feel once he found out about an affair. Do you ever watch 997 Keys to Tulsa? I'm not sure if I have, to be honest, Raf. I must have done at some point, but I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. And Night in the Nude, which I watched tonight, and that was really, really good, really well done, and a lot of fun. Have you seen Full Club Deadly Spawn, 70th Halloween? I've seen footage of the 4K. I don't actually own the 4K because, surprisingly, to some people, I don't really like Deadly Spawn. I watched the Blu-ray years ago, and I just found it boring. Right now, I know that's probably sacrilege to some people because I know Deadly Spawn is one of those that people love. But yeah, for me, I just couldn't get into it. But the 4K looks pretty decent from what I've seen for a movie like that. I would recommend buying the 4K of it. In the US, there are no more physical media stores. Yeah, there is. There must be. There must be, Ragnar. FYE still around, isn't it? I mean, in some places. And it's second spin and all that's gone, right? Is it second spin? I was unlucky because where I lived in America, all I had movie store wise, and there weren't really movie stores, was obviously Best Buy, Walmart, and Target. So I don't really count them. I used second-hand movie store, but mostly just had DVDs and half-price books. That's all I really had in my area. And I found that to be a bit. Let me shrunk it. What have they got in there now? Then is it all like Funko Pops and that in FYE and shirts and that? Because that's the problem with even game stores. They go, oh, we're not making enough money, so we need to get all this other stuff in, and then it just takes away from the media. Oh, I see, Ragnar. They're closed in your state. What state are you in, Ragnar? I really, really despise Funko Pops, and not because I get the collector appeal for people, but when you go into like a game store and you've got like one shelf for games, and then you've got all that other stuff, or you've got one shelf for movies. I remember I moved to America. I went to FYE, and FYE was so I don't know. I liked it, but I didn't like the setup of it. I really didn't like the setup of it because we have to flick through the things, but you can't really see people because they're all stuck in there. You know, but it's sad. I think the problem is these movie stores, they're all going online. And the saddest part about online is you can't always find something random that you didn't know you could get. That's why I still like looking on eBay sometimes and just putting in Blu-ray or 4K. Yeah, very slim. Almost has a few for my target section, but yes, it is hard to find physical media brand new without driving all over hell half acre. First Rose Vinegar Syndrome were awesome. You know what? With Vinegar Syndrome, now I've been a subscriber for 3 years to Vinegar Syndrome. And hey, Trek. Hey, to Trek's girlfriend. Mwah, to you as well. And, you know, I have to be honest, in those 3 years, it's changed so much. But I won't say I don't like Vinegar Syndrome because that's a lie. I still like their product. But I don't like the mainstream feeling aspect of, oh, we've been able to get these titles before. We've been able to get this. We've been able to get that. I like Vinegar Syndrome when it was titles that you didn't think you'd ever get, that you'd ever pick up, that you'd ever find, you know. And to me, I miss that. I miss those days. That's why I like Radiance. Because Radiance released world cinema a lot more than any other kind of, you know, genre. So they basically French, Italian, Polish, and all that. And most of the time, I've never heard of the title. And the title's a worldwide release for the first time. So I'm watching something that I didn't know existed. And that's what I liked about Vinegar Syndrome. When they announced, I go, oh, I didn't know this existed. Or I just heard of this. So the fact that Vinegar Syndrome now is releasing things like this month, other than that, what is it? The Italy blood set. I could have cared less about the other stuff in the actual sub. I know it sounds bad, but you know, I could get them on Blu-ray. I could have figured. Oh no, Alan, another pop-up. They need to burn that. That's what they need to do. They need to burn the pop-ups ads. It's true. Yeah, actually, you know what? You got a good point there. Actually, I was thinking about this the other day. And I was thinking about how, you know, I've always been somebody who likes to say it how it is, right? On YouTube and stuff like that. And obviously that gets me in a little bit of trouble. But I think we're living in a world where at one point boutique labels were fantastic, right? They were heroes to us. They were bringing us things like Deep Red. They're bringing us all this stuff. Do you like Joker with a mustache or without a mustache? If it's Cesar Romero, I love him with the mustache. If it's anyone else, I like him without. So I think that at one point the boutique labels were, welcome back. I think the boutique labels at one point were heroes and they were fantastic. But I'm slowly seeing that go down to them becoming a problem more than a positive. Because as great as it is that they're releasing stuff that we still want, we still need, they're slowly becoming more and more mainstream to people, which is making people go against them more. So I actually think that in the next 10 years, more people are going to be more fed up with the way it's going. And I think that's the problem. You know, I personally think a lot of companies are re-releasing the same stuff. You know, we want to go on about how Vinegar Syndrome are doing it with Shark stuff. 88 Films is doing it with Indicator stuff over here. They've got re-releases of like 5 of their titles coming out over the next few months. Why do we need them?
To be fair, like 80 Films doing it like for Show Factor, like stateside stuff is a lot, you know, it's better than like say, for instance, being done in the same country. Like
But
if
they're
you
not doing
wait,
stateside stuff, they're doing it in the same country with Indicator.
Oh, okay, Indicator. That's different. But I know they did a lot with like Severin, right? I know that
Yeah.
Pulse Video
Oh,
does
that's
like
different. That's different completely. Because if you buy it from one country and it's released, that's on you because you bought it from that country. That's not their, you know what I mean? But when it comes to them releasing indicator titles again, it's like, why? Why are you releasing 5 indicator titles when the indicator titles were better in the first place, other than the nice slips you're going to have on them? Makes no sense to me.
There's a question I can actually help and answer here from Ragnar. Actually, the Hammer toys are beautiful. The problem is they don't own the rights to enough of their movies. Well, sort of. Here's the thing: when Hammer was putting out the releases in other countries, they had like they were put out, released, but produced by other places like MGM, Paramount, and most notably Warner, who did 2 of the Frankenstein films. They did Curse of Frankenstein, the original Frankenstein film, and they did the Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed as well. Now, a majority of the Dracula films were put out with Warner Brothers, with Ragnar, the collaboration and the connection of Warner and Hammer, most recently with the Curse of Frankenstein, and that Curse of Frankenstein like book saying Volume 1. I think we can see at least one more Hammer Frankenstein coming, and probably a few more Dracula ones, including the 1958 classic called Dracula over in the UK and called Horror of Dracula in North America. I'm pretty sure we're going to get that one as one of the releases. The cats definitely didn't need. For me, what I went upstairs and did, the littlest cat, the littlest one that showed was in my arms. So we had to get him to eat. Initially, we had him on like this wet food, and it's good, and it, got him eating and stuff like that. But like the dry stuff, the kibbles, that's stuff, the nutrients, and he wasn't eating that. And we kept mixing it and putting it together, and it still wasn't going. So more recently, I just started putting it together, staying with him and stuff. So I had to go upstairs, give him the dry food, but with gravy, and then do like a lot of Scars was put out by a different company. Scars was put out by who's put out Scars again? I'm trying to remember that now. I know you'll know the one that Warner's put out because Warner Archives put them out on Blu-ray. They put out a 4 Dracula 4-pack. Remember the 4 favorites they put on DVD in the Blu-ray edition? So Taste of Blood, I'm pretty sure.
Scars was Studio Canal over, I believe.
Yeah. So a lot of them are Studio Canal, but that's the thing. I would say probably Paramount. I'd have to check.
Scars is one with Dennis Waltman in, right?
Yeah. That's the one.
That was
I
Studio
love
Canal over.
People crap on Scars like all the time. If you've ever been on a Hammer like fan page and you say anything good about Scars, they attack you. How do I know? Malcolm knows this.
To you constantly.
They attacked me, and I got banned from 2 Hammer fan pages for picking up for somebody that said, "Hey, I like Scars of Dracula," and they were like picking on him and like really viciously picking on the guy. And a couple of them are people that like were pretty big in the Hammer community. I'm like, screw you guys. The guy's allowed to like what he wants to like. You like Satanic Rites of Dracula. You have no room to spend talk.
Yeah.
But
those late ones are rough.
Yeah, and they were like, they shut me down real quick, and I had like people from the website like contact me and saying they're still saying stuff about you.
Well, Scars of Dracula is actually, I think, really good. I enjoy it.
I like Troughton. Troughton's good in it. The one of the biggest complaints that I hear all the time, and this is one that baffles me. In Scars of Dracula, he's too cruel. He's fucking Dracula, man.
You know the most boring Dracula film with Christopher Lee in?
Count Dracula.
That bloody one that was released by Severin.
I will agree. I love me some Jess Franco. I do not love that film. I think that is the worst vampire film they did. I think Vampire is a much better film.
Definitely.
Better. It's better constructed. It's better done. Now, to be fair, they did try to do a book faithful adaptation. I will also say this right now. Dracula is one of my least favorite of the Gothic novels to read. Love me some Modern Prometheus. Love me some Frankenstein. Love me the Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Love that. I read Dracula the least out of all of them. I've read it a couple times, but it's one that it's a slog for me to get through. Have you read the book? Because it is, for me, it is a slog.
No, I've not read the book. I've never read the book. The closest thing I've read to reading a book is reading like comics of it, I've been close to it. But obviously a comic's a lot more exciting because you're looking at other stuff.
Got that Gene Colan artworks going on, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, so other than that, no, I've not read the book, and I've kind of never really been interested in reading the book, which is surprising. But after what you've said, it's not as surprising as you think. So
I want to do one comedy horror this year. So for those that don't know, I'm trying to get Malcolm and my dad in to do like a roundtable thing like we did last year. We did Halloween, we did Friday 13th. I'm thinking if I can find it, it's for all three of us to watch. Jekyll and Hyde Together Again might be a really good choice. Do you remember this film? Have you seen
not
it?
for in years. So it'd be good for me to revisit.
Oh, it's one I watched in theater when I was younger, and the guy that's in it was also in the sequel to The Jerk. Actually, there's a sequel to The Jerk called The Jerk 2. It was actually, I think it was done for TV, but he plays.
Was there three called the Jerk Off?
That'd be not yet. But
Okay,
you
the
can make
Jerk Off. They're
you can make
great.
that is almost a dad. That's a raunchy dad joke. Malcolm. That's what I'd say.
Hmm.
But yeah, so and it's such a crazy whacked out movie, and there's like a sequence where there's this old dude and he's having a full body like transplant, and so he's having people come in like to transplant different parts of his body, and there's one sequence where like after he's turned into Mr. Hyde, and this guy, the old man's like, I need balls, I need this. There's this guy coming out after the transplant, and he's got like like a bandage type thing, and like Mr. Hyde is skipping the hallway. And
Well,
he
I
just,
tell you,
oh,
it's got to be a million times better that SS experiment camp thing, where he's doing the whole ball transplant with the testicles.
oh no, yeah, I'm not into that, man. I'm not into those the Nazi exploitation. I watched the documentary like that was put out, but like I got the Beast in Heat. I don't give a rat's ass about ever watching the Beast in Heat again.
I will tell you this: I watched that movie, right? Beast and Hate. I watched. The only good thing in it is when a woman dances and starts accusing her of getting erections and wanting to kill him, and the guy just running around looking like a, I don't know. But
It's
over the experiment camp, for some reason, it's been released on 4K, and I'm like, why would you release that movie on 4K?
it doesn't need a 4K, man. It does not.
That's
need
what I mean. It doesn't.
We've talked about that in the last one. Like, man, there's so many releases that are coming out with Blu-rays and 4Ks with limited editions and stuff like that. And they don't need it. Like, there's like you mentioned, there's so much stuff that hasn't come out, and we're seeing stuff now. That being said, there are releases that get announced, and I'm like, okay, somebody's mom likes this, but it's good. That's about it. Now let's go say everybody's got a favorite, right? Everybody's got a favorite film. But like there's certain times when you see an announcement, you're like, who authorized that?
I see that constantly now. I'm like, why is there a 4K of this? Why is there a 4K of that? Why have they decided to do a collection of this? I don't get.
Have you heard of Dolby Vision 2? Did you know that was
no, I didn't hear about Dolby Vision 2. Is that supposed to be an upgraded version?
Yeah. So there's Dolby Vision 2 coming out for some TVs. Guess what? And to make it even better, guys, you're going to love this. It's AI enhanced. So you can see I wish I was joking, man. You will see movies in the best format possible. And you can see all the crowds with 6 fingers and like
And
all
like
the words
looking like they're from
background.
horrific dreams.
It's a thing. But yeah, I saw that online actually.
Do we need Dolby Vision 2?
No, we don't. We're good. I think we're good. That's like video games. Like they're like nowadays video games, like when you put up those 8-bit games, 16-bit like retro games, they do so much better. Like remember when Hades came out? Like,
Yeah.
Hades, awesome game, great gameplay. Yeah. Old school game. Yeah. Screw that, like Dolby.
10K, eh?
If they had said Dolby Vision 2 and they said, okay, it's better, but it's going to be all this type of stuff. But the second they said AI enhanced, I'm like, you lost me. You lost me. I'm out.
AI can get lost. AI is probably one of the worst inventions
Swift, man.
ever. Swift!
Did you get my message? Swift actually, he does a podcast thing. He asked me to be on it actually a while back. And I sent him a message, but I don't know if you ever got it. I think soap operas get a bad rap for that. Like soap operas much better than AI. That's like Scream 4. People crapped at Scream 4 and said, "Oh, Scream 4 looks." I love Scream 4. I love the look of Scream 4. But that's one of my favorite Screams. Do you know the one that doesn't hold up for me as much?
What one?
2. I'll rewatch them
Really?
because I got the 4Ks for 5 and 6, like when I was in Spain. So I said, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch them all again. So I sat down and watched them all. 3 held up better. Number 2.
For me, it's 3. For me,
Yeah.
it's 3. If
3
I'm
used to,
honest.
that was always used to be the one. I'd always get to 3 and I'd be like, oh man, Bob, Jane's on Bob. And I don't like the one killer aspect of it. There's, I knew too quickly who the killer was. He should have been with Felicity, not the other dude. Also, but no. Recently, I started to appreciate 3 a bit more for some of the choices they made. It was the only one that was ballsy enough to actually kill off semi-main character until part 5 came about. It was the only one that took a few more chances, and I appreciate that. Like my oldest daughter has talked about it a lot. She's been a champion in part 3, and I've been dissing on for years because part 4 is mine. Like I think that's the most underrated one. But yeah, part 2 doesn't hold up as well. I love Timothy Olyphant. He's barely in the film. So the reveal doesn't really hold up. I was not a fan of the mother reveal. For anybody that hasn't seen Next Scream 2, I'm sorry. It's been out for a few years. You've had some chances. But
Timothy Olyphant pronounces her as well. Billy's mother. It's like, really, what? What?
And I think it's true. I think that they changed the killers at the last minute. I think that the death protests too much on no, those weren't leaked. Yeah, those were.
Well, a lot of people think, don't they? A lot of people, because it was like multiple scripts, apparently, but a lot of people said it was supposed to be. And I think it would have been better if it had been her boyfriend and her friend.
Yeah, that would have been much better, actually. And I think Jerry Connell could have done that. And it would have maybe helped Jerry Connell's career a bit, like in the long run. I'm a massive fan of Jerry Connell. Down to 209 for. I really don't think we get a third run. But it'd be nice. I won't be against it, Tony, if they do it. I won't be against it if they do it. But I don't think
there'll be a third one, and it'll be 2,000 to 3,000 with an S on the end that says suckers.
I think. Thank you so much, Swiftman. I really appreciate that. There you go. Look.
Hey, thanks, Swift. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah, then 294. I'm glad that's going well. I think the next thing we'll get is an announcement probably next year for the steelbooks, like on their own.
Oh, you mean individually?
Individual steelbooks,
with and employee standards after that.
Which I think is the way to go. I mean, everybody doesn't have to, but nobody says. Here's the thing: people shouldn't be crapped on because they want to buy something. A release. People shouldn't be crapped on because they don't want to buy a release. No. The community, let's get a bit more positive when it comes to this stuff. We all have reasons for liking, not liking something.
Watch Dark City.
That's Dark City is an amazing film.
But yeah, go on. Sorry, Alan. Carry on.
Sorcerer. Sorcerer's good too. I mean, Sorcerer's Dark City. I wonder if Dark City will hold up. It's been a while since we've seen Dark City. Does it hold up?
If you're watching it in 4K, watch Dark City because it should look really good.
And that's my concern. Does it look? Do you have 4K? Is it is came out in that's 99, right? Dark City is right.
Yeah, but it might be good. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
We do know some of the special effects. Let's have to test the time, right?
I guess it'd be like watching Wishmaster, wouldn't it, in 4K with those effects? Do you remember those effects? Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can leave Wishmaster on Blu-ray.
Listen to me, Mars Monster. Watch Dark City. Well, even if 4K is awful, at least you can have a laugh.
I'll say Sorcerer. It's intense and.
Aaron's like a wife. He's always got to go the opposite way.
It's a fantastic film.
It is.
It got such crap back in the day, though. I mean, when Jaws 2 was being made, because I remember reading up on this. Raj Schreider was forced to come back. He didn't want to come back. And he's like, this is okay. I'll do Jaws 2. I'll do this movie now. I'm putting out a William Friedkin movie that's going to rocket my career to the solar system. And he spent so much time and it got on people's nerves, right? They're like, will you shut up about this like William Friedkin movie? And it was Sorcerers, and unfortunately, didn't do that well. Yeah, I worry about Spawn too. I kind of want it, but that's my concern with Spawn is the special effects weren't exactly mind blowing. I wonder if Improv would do the opposite.
That was a big reveal. The Spawn.
Which one?
Well, the Spawn.
Yeah, that was a massive reveal. And it's got Melinda Clark in it. I love Melinda Clark.
It's a question for you because do you think we needed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 4K?
I'll be honest with you. For me, yes. I do think Teenage Ninja Turtles will hold up because a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff is practical effects. It is costumes, it's practical effects, it's stunt work, it's the way that it's done. I think that's one that I do think will hold the test of time more. I think it's harder, like putting a Lawnmower Man in 4K, for instance. Not so much.
That's awful. I get that. No, I just wondered because it's a set that I want to pick up, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, because I'm a big fan of the first one. I just don't like the third one. I think the third one's garbage.
I don't hate it. That's not my favorite. Like, I don't hate it. Like
awful, absolutely awful.
Second one's
the second one's fun. But for the price tag of like 50 quid's ridiculous.
I would not be surprised to see Halloween Lenticular come down the road. Via Vision are famous for the Lenticular.
They probably will be.
Quest for Fire. I'm actually very excited that that's coming out. I saw Quest for Fire in theater when I was young. I remember I saw that one, and God, it was another one at the same time. And I remember seeing Clan of the Cave Bear as well with Daryl Hannah. I think, has that ever gotten a good release? Maybe.
Say, Matty, cheering me on. Way, Matty.
I think TMNT 3 would look the best in 4K. I could see that, actually. Here's the thing. All the Batman movies come out in 4K. Batman and Robin looks the best. Like, but Batman and Robin, like it or not, what a
didn't want to say Batnips in 4K.
Dude, I was out for Batnips in 4K.
Yeah, I bet you zoomed in on that, got close to the screen. You went,
Batnips. That sounds like a very Malcolm thing. Let's be honest, man. It does sound like a Malcolm thing.
It does, doesn't it?
Wizards came out around the same time. That's with Brokeback, right? You're the one you're thinking about.
Yeah. I haven't seen Clan of the Cave Bear.
That's a good movie. I like. Did you like Clan of the Cave Bear with Daryl Hannah? It's Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, I did. I did like that movie. I think so. Okay. Yeah, I did like that movie. I'm a little bit behind because I keep looking at the comments on the screen.
Do you know what
I keep looking up?
Chariots of Fire. Remember Chariots of Fire?
I like that.
I love that film. I went in, thought I was going to be bored in my mind. I really did.
Such a powerful movie, that.
And the score?
Yeah, the score's phenomenal. That's one of those films. That's one of those films I don't own in my collection, which I should.
Same here. And I would love to have that in 4K, and I would love to have like a vinyl of the soundtrack because that's phenomenal. Well, set design of Batman and Robin is like bar none amazing. That set piece at the beginning of it with Mr. Freeze and the heist and Aki and just it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous looking. Like, say what you will about the director, he can fucking like visually make a film like fantastic. Kind of like Snyder. Zack Snyder visually, like Rebel Moon movies, not good, but
visually stunning.
Visually stunning. That's you can't take that away. Like people can.
Or you can be like Christopher Nolan, really talented, but loves to draw shit out for like 17 hours at a time.
I like Nolan's work. I haven't seen a Nolan title yet that I don't think really stuck with. I think for me, did you like Tenet? I love Tenet.
Yeah, Tenet's all right. I like I every single one I've watched, I haven't minded. I'll be honest, I haven't minded, but I just feel like sometimes you sit there, like with Inception, and you literally feel like you're in this Inception paradox where you feel like you're being lost, not because of the film, but because you're just going, am I actually real? So when you watch The Matrix and you first realize that they're in the Matrix, you're like, am I in a Matrix? Because The Matrix is a fantastic film.
It's like the A24 films. Like, and I love a lot of the A24 films. I'm one of the few people that I know that actually like Death of a Unicorn. Most people hated that film. I just jive with it. But I will be honest and
I've
say
not even seen it yet.
I'm in the minority. Maybe you'll like it because the expectation is so low going in. I didn't mind. I mean, I like Paul Rudd. I like Jenna Ortega. But
I love
I just
Lamb.
for what it was. But also, by the way, finished Wednesday season 2. Fucking amazing. I can't wait for season 3. There better be a season 3. But the thing is, some of the A24 films, like I'm almost scared. Like I know that I got what's the one? Bring Her Back. Is that the name of it?
Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
I
that's
got
it.
that.
Yeah.
So I got that recently come from A24, and it was on my review caps. I told you that, showed you that one, and I'm so excited. I'm both excited to watch it and terrified because my friends that have seen it have told me it's going to break me for a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? That's like when I waited a long time to watch Megan is Missing, and I almost it's a good film, but I
yeah.
almost regret watching it.
I get that.
I almost regret like checking it out because certain ones, and I do movies I do regret checking out. By the way, right now, the Ebola Syndrome, uh, um,
Classic. One of the greatest movies in history.
and
Hey, thanks, Mars Monster. I think Malcolm convinced me on Dark, so I will check out Sorcerer tomorrow. Hey.
no, I would check out Dark Side too. It's a good film. Great like neo noir futuristic film. Alex Price will go and do The Crow, of course. But
An A24 movie I really liked was Lamb.
yeah, I did too. A lot of people didn't like that one. You know one I liked that nobody liked? I'm pretty sure you probably don't. Man.
You know, I loved Man.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm glad because so many people like Taco. Oh, I don't like that one.
It's because I think it's because a lot of people didn't understand the depth within the lore and of what was going on in the film.
There's so many of the
'Cause-
earlier films that I don't have that I need to get. Like I've
Mm.
seen them, but I don't own them. And you're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right when it comes to Man. Because it is like certain films like wrecked me. Like Hereditary hit me as a parent. Midsummer I fucking loved. I'm a folk horror person. So I get announcements from like companies and stuff every once in a while, like for new movies coming out, and I put it on my Instagram that 'cause the one coming out now, and I hadn't heard anything about it, and I watched the trailer, and I'm like, I
I've got
gotta
to see it.
I gotta see
What
it.
one is it?
I gotta go because I gotta go to my thing. I'm gonna
Tony, to answer your question, what cut do you prefer for Dark City? I prefer the sexy cut.
Oh,
I'll probably can see your email.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Where the hell to go? The Healing. Have you heard
Oh,
this?
I like that cover.
It's like very kind of like
Oh, I like it. It looks good.
very much like the folk horror. Like
Oh, the films that wreck me are torture films like Terrified. Those are hard to watch. They aren't scary and I like gore, but torture is a different story when it is so much like those movies. I agree with you.
oh, hey there, Gino.
Miles
Gino
Monster.
sent me a message a while back, and I haven't got a chance to even read it yet because
Oh,
my better half has been sick. Well, Malcolm knows this. I've been really sick actually. I've been taking care of her.
hey
For the last
Gino. Yeah, it's been pretty hard actually with him. She's still ill.
Yeah, it's hit her hard. Warfare. I got to see Warfare. I own it. It was sent to me at the same time that a couple others were sent to me. But I really like Warfare. I like Alex Garland. I got to go back. I didn't see like the Civil War one that he did. I got to go back and see
Yeah.
that one. But I like Warfare a lot actually. That was really good.
Well, here's a question for you. Do you think they'll do an All the Haunts BRs 3?
They could. There's definitely enough material. Thank you, Gina. But I apologize because I really got to get. There's like around like 11 or 12 like messages that I haven't checked out. from different people. So I do apologize if anybody's on there and they message me, and I'm going to get back to them. But I hope they do, because I do like it. And I say they did a better job. I can put it out there. I got to be honest. The curation for all the Haunts box sets, much better than the Clones of Bruce Lee set. I wish that wasn't true, because I love the idea of the Clones of Bruce Lee. I don't think there's enough movies on the first set. I don't think enough was done with the set. I don't think there's enough like bangers on the first set.
Great. The Clones of Bruce set.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd agree that they could have done a better job with the titles that they chose and the amount of titles.
Hey Kubrick, and
Thank you, Kubrick.
You know, I agree with you. I feel like they purposely made that set small so they could charge a big amount and make another one.
You think so? I mean, like Severin normally puts out these big, massive sets, so
yeah,
people
but
don't.
They didn't for that.
Strange, isn't
it?
You
know,
it's like they didn't feel like confident with this one the way they do with the others.
And they said they were going to do 3 volumes. So I've watched most of the films on that set, and I can tell you a lot of them aren't the ones you'd go back to.
Yeah, like for me, I'm going to buy it down the road when it's cheap. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to spend
like a half-price box sale.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So if they announced the second one, that would be a day one for me again, like the first one was. But that's more because of my history with films like that. But if I was somebody who, liked them but wanted to pick them up, I'd wait. My name is Aaron too, by the way. Nice to meet you, Aaron.
One of my best friends in high school's name is Aaron too. Because he spelled it with 2 R's though, instead of 2 A's. And I had just come back from Alberta, because that's where I was living. And there's a school assembly in the gymnasium, and I get a tap on my back, right? And I turn around, and there's this guy, and he's like, "Hey, my name's Aaron, same as yours. We're going to be best friends," and we were.
When I was in school, my first girlfriend was called Donna.
Really?
So every time I'm in bed with Donna and I say her name, I feel very awkward.
Kayla Janice said she's not interested in doing a volume 3. Yeah, I mean, like, they got 2 volumes of it. That's really good. I'm Kayla Janice Canadian, super proud of the stuff that she's done with Severin. I remember the documentary on her.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Like, I remember I watched it. I was like fascinated. One, I thought, "Oh, this is cool. This is like the type of people that I would love to hang out with in real life." And I went downstairs and I was getting a release. I think it was an Arrow video release. I opened it up and the booklet was there, and I opened up the booklet for some reason, and her name was there. She'd written
it was Destiny
on the booklet. I'm like, there's future. This girl has such a big future when it comes to this. And
so is she the one who's in charge of that set then? Is that why it doesn't, she wasn't interested in doing it?
Yeah, well, see, initially, Blood and Satan's Claw was supposed to have a 20-minute featurette on folk horror. So David Gregory had sent out Kayla Janice to do a featurette, and she started to like go down this rabbit hole. And
that's
she
why
said,
ended up in that documentary, right?
Yeah, she said, "I need more time." So David, I can't give you the 20-minute featurette. I got something I think could be bigger. And credit to David Gregory, he was like, "Go for it." Put back, go for it. Documentary comes, wins awards, goes around the festival circuit. Before you know it, they're curating a massive set. One of the best sets in my collection, like hands down. And I've watched.
I have both the sets, and I prefer the second set, not movie-wise, but I prefer the book in the second one.
I still have to get the second set. I don't own the second set, so I can't like speak on that. I know that like Clear Cut was the Canadian ones in the first one, and I'm pretty sure Graham Greene, who recently passed away, was in that set on that film. I'm a massive fan of Graham Greene's. If you'll know him if you see him, he's like a Canadian actor. He does a lot of. He's native Canadian. It's a lot of like that type of role. But yeah, actually, Culture Vultures, I was unaware, but I can see 2 volumes is good though. 2 volumes is good. I think we got a lot of great stuff for that. There's a lot of like great like folk horror still remain. I think because of A24, because of plays, because of Midsommar, because of stuff like that, we're still getting we're coming out of a renaissance of like new some will call it elevated horror for certain releases, but I think we're getting more of a folky horror type.
I agree, because you see a lot of folk horror from your favorite label, Death Crocodile, coming out.
Well, actually, Culture Vultures. But yeah, there's so much of that interests me, And there's very few
Yeah.
labels that's the thing. I have fallen out of love with a lot of stuff. And it has been a really rough time. It's a really rough time for me in the last year or so to like look at collecting in a super positive light. Like behind the scenes stuff, just trying to figure things out, realizing I can't get stuff that I used to be able to get, realizing that I can't get like the North American releases, that I don't go back as much anymore, that I can't order from the United States. I can't get any of this stuff. There's a freaking company, Malcolm, that literally what they do is put up Canadian releases. I have not been able to get one of them.
Is that the one that does did the Caligula set?
No, like that's unobstructed reached out to me, and that was nice. They got me the Caligula set, got me introduced to the guy that like put it together, the editor, and that was fantastic. And they recently changed ownership.
Oh no!
Yeah, hopefully good for them. But somebody bought them out.
And JK will be doing a limited run of VHS because Wayne's version of Spotted featuring the awesome Type O Negative soundtrack. I will do this soon.
I got the tape.
VHS.
That's you don't want to get on top. Do not get Malcolm talking about VHS.
VHS.
Because he's not a VHS guy like me, Gino.
I'm all for VHS if it's films that have never been released on any other format. When it comes to films that have, then I have an issue with it.
But to be fair, the Type O Negative soundtrack version of Nosferatu was something that kind of it fell out of the wayside, and I got mine actually at Dollarama of all places.
Whoa.
Which usually is where you get releases once they're no longer available.
Yeah.
Like they'll buy up like a bunch of stuff, like whatever.
Yeah, normally things that are basically nobody wanted.
Or companies have gone.
Or just a shop went under, or something.
Like that's, and now they no longer sell stuff like that, so you can't even get that anymore.
I remember going in the Dollar Tree, I think it was near us, and they always had things like Ghetto Blasters and Gang Riders 1 and 2, and I used to be like, these don't even look like films.
Hey, Trash Rock, man.
Oh, fine.
Like you in the UK, you got the best. You got Poundland.
Yeah, but they don't even have movies in it.
They do. They don't anymore.
They used to. They don't anymore. Since I moved back, they haven't sold any.
I bought like EastEnders like DVD in Poundland actually.
Oh, that's nice. 5% of sales will go towards finding a cure for muscular dystrophy.
That is awesome.
Somewhat dynamite. How much is the VHS going to be? Because me and I want to buy 10 each. There you go.
He'll pay for my 10. No, but now seriously, like definitely guys want to support that.
No, that's a great support, to be fair. And Gino, if I was in America, I'd definitely buy. Even if I couldn't use it, I'd still buy it.
It's harder to get stuff from. I have friends that want to send me stuff right now from America that can't because of things.
Because of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, like a friend reached out to me yesterday, and he said, I'm gonna send stuff out. I want to send some stuff, but I can't send it to Canada because of what's going on. It'd be easier and cheaper for me to send it to Morocco. I said, you can send Morocco. I'll never see it. Yes, Canadian International Pictures, unfortunately, is a company that I've always wanted to get some stuff from, but I can't because like I'll go to Sunrise. I can't find them. They're sold out. Or I went to like a record shop. Nothing. And I saw one in a guy's hand as he was buying it. And it was like $60. $60. And like, dude, the movie was shot here, man. I would love to see them put it like, if they ever put it like the Rowdy Man or something like that, they better reach out to me.
You'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think Canadian picture films in Canada would be like English films over here that go for like $1 after a certain period. They're worthless after a certain period over here.
So man, it's like it's so hard. Hey, Sean, welcome, man. Reset your review on Tales from the Dark Side of the Movie. A favorite of mine, actually, otherwise known as Creepshow 3, right? The real Creepshow 3, not that god-awful abomination that we got.
That was awful.
Oh, yeah. The same guys bought Creepshow 3.
Okay,
but they're dead. Have a great evening, Kubrick. I know Kubrick's probably going to play some guitar, which is something I wish I could do that I can't, because Kubrick can do that. Exactly, there, Maddie. Like not wasting money shipping something you'll never get. Like I told Maddie, I said, wait a bit. Well, I was at Paris
Hey,
because
Matty, ship it to me instead.
actually, I'm going to go
It
to
actually
Paris.
come to me then. I do have a shiny forecast as well. I was going to get into the cult cinema sometime soon.
Which I very much appreciate, actually, because, well, we won't go into that. We Maddie knows, Malcolm knows. We're not going to talk about it on air. But there are some about the great land of.
Oh, you'd enjoy that, Culture Vultures.
Yeah, I mean, there's
I
some
own that.
great.
It's really good.
Buster Keaton Rise Again is another good one because it also has that double feature with like the Canadian, like kind of like a travelogue kind of humorous aspect to it. There's a kind of a Quebec type of mafia film. It's actually pretty good as well. And you got that one, didn't you? The one like the exploitation one that they put out.
Yeah, I did. I own a lot of the CIP ones.
Did you get the one that has the Leonard Cohen, like ladies and gentlemen, Leonard Cohen?
Yeah.
That was like my childhood, Malcolm. I watched that so many times. Like this is pre
Really?
like, oh yeah, this is pre like video, like videos and stuff like that. And I grew up like Leonard Cohen is like this amazing like poet in Canada, and he sort of sings, so spoken word singing type thing. But he does Grace of Closing Times, like classic Leonard Cohen. When my oldest was a baby, and I can't. Malcolm knows this too. I can't sing. I'm tone deaf. The rest of my family sing wonderful. I would sing Closing Time to my daughter to put her to sleep, and every time, like if nothing,
Wow.
she'd nothing else to put her to sleep. But yeah, come think, yeah, Closing Time probably Leonard Cohen like songs that I can probably do.
That's what you need to do is to get us off. You need to sing it.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, the one day that's on some like video we'll do. I'll get like a giant donation to do something like that.
What we need to do is, and I think everybody would want this, they'd want a duet concert where we both sing on video.
I did early on in my YouTube career. I sung something shit like for somebody. I regret it. Luckily, it's not around anymore. Suzanne's never Leonard Cohen. Yeah, there are so many great ones from Cohen. Cohen is just a master when it comes to this stuff. Like random stuff's coming to me tonight, man. This the random things that are coming to me.
Well, it's good,
I started.
yeah,
I started.
you want
talking spooky season. We started like we had Ryan in here from Disconnected, talking about like the ton of stuff that he's putting out. And we started. Then we started to get on. We almost came to fisticuffs. You made me like talk about something. I'll be honest, it was a little uncomfortable to talk about on camera when it came to like the situation, like the money wise, bringing stuff over. But no, it's okay. It had to be said. Yeah, it's different. Like it's difficult to get certain ones, and I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. I didn't realize that. I think Malcolm, I didn't realize, and it for a long time, it didn't bother me. And the more I get excited now about media again, and the more I'm starting to see things that interest me, it does bother me sometimes in a way that didn't before. It does like I'm glad, I'm grateful for the stuff that I'm able to get. Hey, Rourke Waffles, welcome, man.
I think sometimes you just got to accept that you can't get it, and that if you can't get it, look elsewhere to see if you can at least watch it.
Well, that's what I try to do with like finding stuff in Spain, stuff like that. Like if I couldn't find the regular release, like I got the Hitcher, like from Spain, like 11, I think that was $10 and €10, and it was just a bare bones like copy, had a couple features on it, and I watched it recently, and I'm like, if it's still available, I will 100% buy the big box fucking ass second sight set because deserves it. This movie deserves it.
Yeah.
Like you get to that point where you find things. You're like, yeah, no, I want a good edition of this. Like, you don't have to. Like, here's the thing. And I love that we're at a time right now when you can choose. You can pick and choose. I picked up a massive, like, Halloween set, right? Not for everybody. Yeah. You can, but you have options. There are other things you can get.
Well, you know, prime example, right, is I found out they're releasing the Ninja Trilogy on 4K. Do I have a reason to buy that in 4K? Really? No, not really. I mean, I've got the Blu-rays. I'm sure the 4K is not going to be that much of an upgrade, but I want those 4Ks. There's no difference, is there really?
Yeah, there's certain releases that, and I think we've reached a point in our collecting. Like, let's be honest, when we've gotten a lot of stuff that we really, really want, and we're at the point where like we'll make some blind buys every once in a while for companies that we feel comfortable with, and we'll not buy for a bit, and then we'll buy something that we really like. I did, bought a couple things a couple days ago, and I hadn't bought for like much recently before that. When I went to Spain, picked up a couple of releases that I really wanted. Didn't get anything 3 months before that, 3 to 4 months before that. And when I did, I got very little less. My trip to Spain before this one right here, I got basically nothing. I picked up like a couple releases. I think I never like went all in or anything like that. I've been a couple releases that looked impressive because I got them really cheap in CX, but they were like actually favorite Canadian horror film. Okay, I'll tell you this right now. My favorite movie of all time is Black Christmas, 1974.
My Bloody Valentine. That's my second favorite movie of all time. Sorry, Alan.
But I would tell you the best Canadian horror film of all time. The best film out of all those is Black Christmas. The second best film out of all those is My Bloody Valentine. Then it's Terror Vision. My
Bloody Valentine's number one. Prom Night is number one. My Bloody Valentine number two.
But you want a Canadian horror film, a film that's both a horror film and represents Canada. Well, the best like creepy horror film that does that is Black Christmas. Although Bob Clark is not from the United States, the movie is so Canadian in the way that it's filmed, like the snow, the way things are done, the setting, the way that the act. Like if you want to know what Canada's like, that's what Canada's like. But if you want a movie that like screams, this is a Canadian film, Cannibal Girls is that film. Cannibal Girls is a film that exists because it's so damn cold that their car breaks down in the winter and they got to go to town because the car just stops, which is something that happens and happened to me, my family, so many times. And I lived in a small area, much like Cannibal Girls was set. That is the most Canadian horror film I've ever seen.
I didn't mind the My Bloody Valentine remake that much, surprisingly. I originally thought I was going to hate it when it first came out, but I liked it, especially with the 3D. The 3D glasses, I remember watching the film. I had to somehow put them over my actual glasses to see. What a nightmare.
I loved My Bloody Valentine remake. I spoke to the writer, and I was on, we're Facebook friends, and it was a long time ago when it was coming out. And I just after seeing it, and I was like, Todd, man, you made a My Bloody Valentine 3D film, and not once in this movie is there any 3D Moosehead beer. That's a massive missed opportunity. For Malcolm knows Moosehead beer must have sponsored the film because they're all over the film. They're like carrying out like their decorations and Moosehead beer boxes. They're drinking Moosehead beer. Moosehead beer.
Why wasn't one phone at the camera?
No, like nothing. There's nothing. I spoke to the writer. He said, "Yeah, I know." Salt and Partner, a favorite of mine. I used to watch it every year. Eaton Center really gets shown off there. I used to go to that Eaton Center actually. I love like seeing like films, especially those early Canadian films, or films that were done like shot in Canada. I think was Murder by Decree shot in Canada partially?
I believe so.
Because it's Christopher Plummer and one of my favorites.
I know if you go back to like the 80s and 90s, I know that you'd be surprised how many films were actually filmed in Canada.
Trust me, I know. Like it's like now, like when people say, "Oh, you live in Morocco. Did you see any films being filmed there?" Yeah, I walked by quite a few films that have been filmed on my street, just on the street up from me. I was going to the store one day and like was sanctioned off because they were like shooting something there. I think earlier this year, John Cena was in Casablanca. And I'm like, oh yeah, the Hot Wheels movie's been made. So they were doing that there. But like the stuff like in Canada and primarily initially, Malcolm, because of the tax break. When they were able to put in, people back then could go in, put money into a Canadian film, and get back 100% of what they put in. Not 50%, not 70%, not 20%, 30%, 100% of what they put into them.
Yeah.
That, which is incredible. They're
Well,
still
I
really.
know, because Canada used to be what basically Eastern Europe is to action movies now.
Oh yeah.
They're really cheap, easy. That's why when you look at a lot of TV shows, they're filmed just past the border into Canada.
Oh yeah, like any of those
Because
sci-fi films, like sci-fi show films. Most of those are Canadian.
the only Moroccan film I have or I'm aware of is Bob Hope and Bing Crosby in Road to Morocco. I always think of you, Aaron, when I see it. Who doesn't love the Road 2 movies? They're brilliant.
They're fantastic films. I like Bob Hope and Crosby. I really do. I got like a special it's like
on Blu-ray.
It's like a
I
cup
bought
of hot
from
chocolate.
Kino.
It's like a warm cup of hot chocolate. They're they're comfort.
That's what I like about those type of films. They're type of films that you could imagine when you look at them, because obviously it was a million years ago that they came out now. But it's one of those films, one of those series like those type of times where you feel like you could put them down late at night, your kids would fall asleep, you'd be hugging with your partner in front of the fireplace, and you'd just not think about all the stress in the world.
I think for me, the Thin Man movies were
Brilliant movies. Absolutely brilliant. Donna got me into them.
I love Donna's smart. That's why. We have better halves. But I had the set when I was in Ottawa, and it got stolen.
Was it the DVD set? Did it come with the 2 documentaries?
Yeah.
I thought so.
So I was working at a call center in St. John's, and I was on my break, and the Thin Man set was there, and I forgot to take my card with me, and I had to go back to work. So I said, okay. And it was like for $10, right? I'm like, I got to come back, pick this up after work. So I'm going to go back. I was trying to get the call done. Then I was going to take like an extra break, run back, pick up the Thin Man set because mine was stolen, and go again. I go back, it's gone.
No!
Length of 10 minutes, and I've never found it again. But I found it recently that Warner Archives put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if
they look lovely.
Are the documentaries included on that set?
I can't tell you that because I don't know for sure.
The TV episodes included.
I wish I had them nearby because I'd tell you.
Because I know some of them they took some stuff out. I know they did with the I think with the Earl Flynn set they took off the documentary when they put that on Blu-ray. Because I got the DVD.
Blu-ray's not nice though. The Blu-ray's a big upgrade on the DVD.
See, I watched Captain Blood so many times. I like to own it, but I'd have to keep the DVD at least for that. I'd probably just take the DVDs, but I'm at the farm because I think that's where they are now. Actually, no, they're actually over there. I just remember because I watched Captain Blood about 2 nights ago. Love that film. Dean Stockwell played the son. What's really cool is which one is it? The in one of the Thin Man movies, James Stewart is in it.
That's true.
And he hated it.
What was it?
Second one.
The one thing I love about the Thin Man is how he punches his wife in the face to protect her. It's such great. I just, those movies always make me laugh.
But William Powell, Myrna Loy, they just have the chemistry.
Classic.
They're the ones. But before we go, let's actually talk about the topic. Getting spooky. So I do want to get you and I want to get my dad in here for some videos. There won't be live videos, but there will be some videos talking about.
Your dad don't like doing the live videos, does he?
I don't. And I like to do them, but I can't. I don't have the bandwidth to do them the way I used to. Like it's just because I spend a lot of time editing and writing stuff behind the scenes now for videos that I did. I want to thank everybody that watched today's video because shit, I didn't expect to get that many views in that time period.
I told you.
But it was like I did 2 videos. I did that video that I came out with, and I did a video on the 2,000 copies controversy, and he hadn't watched the other video, And she said, no.
What, the controversy one?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit rough. I was. And I was like, no, I think even there's
Cussing and swearing and throwing stuff everywhere, were you?
no, but there's a couple parts where I cringed. When no, that didn't come out right. I don't like the way that sounded. And I'm like definitely my own worst critic when it comes to stuff like this. I'm horrible on myself when it comes to this stuff.
Well, that's why I like doing lives, because when I do lives, I feel like I can't change it because it's in the moment.
Oh, for me, it's like I am 100% like you don't know because we're on camera and because acting, but I am like after I say something, it could be 2 or 3 minutes later. I'll be like, oh no, maybe I should have done this or much. Like I'm editing my head.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, when I used to record videos a lot, it used to sometimes be like 40 different recordings before I put one up.
Yeah.
And I look back at them now and I even go, oh God, they're still bad.
I look at like Professor Simon has gone into like voice acting, which for those that didn't see the voyage to the bottom, Malcolm actually like was one of the big commenters on that video, and eventually wouldn't mind getting in for an episode. By the way,
It's gonna be awesome.
That'll be awesome. I told the guys that it has to be really painful movies though, because
if it's really painful, I can imagine how eccentric I'm gonna be in the bloody video.
Did you see Dracula in Beijing? By the way, that one?
No, I've not seen that movie. But that old guy one, I looked it up. You know when you guys brought it up, and I was like, that movie looks so bloody crap.
It is. It's bad. It is one of those movies that is so bad that there's TikToks like taking parts of the movie, like it's like some of the worst acting ever type thing.
These are always real and raw and unscripted.
That's because I don't know.
Because he has no idea what the fuck he's doing beforehand. That's why.
I come in like I don't want like I can't script when it comes to this type of stuff. I wish I could, or I wish I could like just stay on topic.
To be fair, it's the best way. It's the best way because that way you can relate with people more, and you're not being disconnected, from the audience. I think that's the best way of being it. And Gino, Pot of Gold's a really good movie. I watched that recently and I really liked it.
I mean,
it's DVD of it. Kino released it on Blu-ray and all.
I like it. I think a future video for us, by the way. I think we're going to look at some labels that we don't think are getting enough attention.
Yeah, we should.
Like some that we think that are out there that maybe they are popular, but they're not getting the attention that we think they deserve. And maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do on the flip side, we'll do a little like 5 labels that are getting too much attention.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
There, guys, you have something to look forward to,
guys.
Future video. See, this is what
just so everybody knows, me and Aaron, we don't come to fisticuffs ever. It's all banter. Just so
yeah, like it's like with us, we are honest and about with our thoughts and stuff like that. But we respect each other's opinions, whether they differ or not. Like, and some of it, there's sometimes that it's not show, but if I see something that I think is getting attention, I think it's cool.
So yeah, don't worry about it, guys. To be honest with you, I'm not going anywhere. Me and Aaron got a lot of plans to do stuff together, and we're gonna have a lot of fun as well. So you guys keep an eye out.
If I can eventually get it to the UK, which I'm still trying to do, then my friend, there's an about going to happen.
There you go. Imagine that, guys. Imagine seeing us both in person.
And then hopefully we'll do an out and about. We're not looking at the most common releases. That
what? That's the thing I don't understand.
I don't get it. I mean, like now maybe it's because I'm weird. I'm French. I like weird stuff, right? But maybe that's a bit of snobbery on our side. A bit of reverse snobbery.
Probably is, to be honest.
Because I could, they're going out there and putting, okay, this is the movies that are coming out. That's probably what's getting the views for them. Like, whereas I'd say, oh, where I'm not there, I'm like, okay, I want to see Arrow 101 films. I want to see like 80 films releases. I want to see like the different, the weird, the fringe, the unusual stuff, because that's exclusive to your country. I don't care what your Barbie
Yeah.
release. But
Mars Monster I do. It's called May to December. So
oh
it's
yeah,
MAY, the number 2, and then December.
and he's
All
made a
one
few
word.
different things on there too, man. For a while, you did something with your cousin.
Yeah, I did some videos with my cousin, but he's been busy. He's been really busy, and to be honest with you, I don't like asking him because I know he's busy. You know, he works in the cinema industry. He's got a partner who he spends a lot of time with,
Well, yeah.
and stuff like that. So I like to just leave him be. If he wants to do it, he'll tell me when he's free.
Some people have lives, unlike us.
Yeah. Exactly. Some people have lives but are not just movies and
Yeah.
YouTube, you know. But yeah, so that's why I haven't done. And I've been away for a while because I had stuff going on. But you know, so yeah, my channel's not been very busy, but I'm sure at some point I'll have Aaron on there anyway. You know, because
Yeah,
Aaron's been waiting on my channel for a while since I'm always here normally, and he
yeah.
wants to go on
I
there.
push his channel, and he's like, I don't want to do stuff on my channel, man.
Yeah, I'm one of those people where I prefer just doing stuff like with Aaron on his channel, and you know, I think my problem is I got to a point this was before me and Aaron actually even started doing videos together. I got to a point where I was like, you know what, my channel isn't my main concern. And you know, when I'm like this, I can have fun, and I prefer the fun aspect.
Yeah,
To be honest,
it is like it is tough, guys. I've quietly quit and came back a couple times. Nobody knew it, but I was like, "This is it. I'm done. I'm
he
burnt."
quit one time, and I had to resuscitate him to come back.
Well, only on this channel will you know could you see things like guy doing a Disney video and earthquake happens.
Yeah, and I can actually say I've been in 2 videos with 2 people in the same year where they've had earthquakes.
Maybe I'm not going to have you back because apparently we had a kind of minor earthquake recently on the 4 level, and I slept through it.
Bloody hell!
Me and my better half both slept through it. We're like, we got up and like her sister called us. Said, "Man, did you feel that?" And we're like, "Feel what?" I said, "You know, the earthquake." And there's an earthquake.
Please tell you should have said when she said it was earthquake. You should have said, "Oh, you felt it too." I thought I went a bit hard that night.
It was. I was up. This thing. I was like, I don't think I was sleeping. I was like playing with the cats. So I still didn't like realize like him.
Well, those minor ones, you barely feel them unless you pay attention. You barely feel them.
But this one, like they felt like really strong. And after the like Malcolm knows this already. After we had it, I had a lot of PTSD.
Yeah, I was there one night. I was there at the time.
Yeah, you stayed the entire time. What's going on?
Yeah,
and we had some like started to have a little bit of aftershock and stuff like that. And I really went through a hard time. I had nightmares. I didn't sleep very well for a while, but because I never experienced it. I like tornadoes all the time, man. That's like
it's scary when you haven't witnessed something before, and it's something that can, you know, it can kill people and hurt people, and it's out of your control. It can be very scary, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, I've seen people like I remember years ago. I was walking home, and this car crashed right in front of me, right, and the person went through the windscreen, right. Now you might go, "Oh, you don't drive," but when I was in cars, oh. I started, you know, like, oh God, what if that happens to me? And it sounds so silly.
No, not at all.
It sounds so silly, but you get that fear. It just happens. You know, it can't. It takes
It's
time.
weird. Like the things that can do that as well. I had like anxiety issues. I spent a year in the house where I would go outside, and I could go like a few steps, and I would have to go back in the house.
Yeah.
And it took me like a year. Thank God I had kids. Because my kids wanted to do things.
Yeah, they force you to do things, don't they?
Oh yeah, like my oldest wanted to go play Hero Clicks at the comic shop on Sundays, So we, didn't matter what else I was doing that. When my youngest had her first Christmas concert, I wasn't missing that. Watching Exploitation, Bigfoot movies. Gonna watch Dead Ringer with Betty Davis. Actually, not a bad one. I remember Dead Ringer actually. For me, so are you watching any Halloween films this year?
Yes. Oh, you mean from the franchise?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch my favorite one. Halloween Ends.
Actually, you may be, because I am tempted to go back and do a timeline specific one on one of the timelines.
Oh, well, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
But you got to bring some new stuff to the game. We can't be just trashing. You got to bring some new material, as do I, because we talked about it.
All right.
The Nanny's a great one.
If that's definitely happening, then I'll watch it again and we'll do it.
Well, let me decide on. We're going to do a timeline. I'm still tempted to do the Terrifier films just for the ability to like riff on where we think it could be going.
Does your dad own them?
Are they on? I don't know if
They
you guys
won't
on
be on Tubi, will they?
They may be on Tubi. I'll check.
They can't be, surely. They're too high profile.
Well, that's where I saw All Hallows Eve at. I remember first time it was on Tubi.
Justice
for Corey. Thank you. Yes, you just got cool points, Bumpy. Corey rocks.
Just got put on my block list.
Corey rocks. The biggest mistake that in Halloween Ends, the biggest mistake, and I really 100% do think this is my hot take, Malcolm. Halloween Ends would have been better if they hadn't killed Corey, if they went all in on it. Don't half-ass it. Don't go back and give me a tired, tepid, lukewarm version of what they did in 2018. I don't need to see that.
I think it should have ended with Laurie Strode killing Michael Myers, right? Him going down in the mincemeat maker. Oh, thanks, Trek. You will too, right? And after that, it should have had Corey find the mask like damaged, right, and then pick it up, and then it should have had a 30-minute scene of like flashbacks, right, and then him getting him, and then Laurie also getting the evil, and them two becoming lovers and killing her granddaughter.
I think the way it should have ended, I'll be honest with you, and in all truth, Corey should have just, like Michael in the original, just not been there. Should have not, she should have did Michael came back to where Corey's body is supposed to be, not have his death so definitive, and he's just gone, and we hear the music.
The thing that got made was it should have had it where basically Corey was the new Michael, but improved and different, but gone.
Well, because when you get to the end of that movie, and let's be honest, the best kills in that movie to my Corey, the best kills in that movie, that the junkyard kills are epic.
I do love how Michael Myers basically falls all over the place and actually looks like an old man in that movie. I actually like that.
Yeah, because they tell us tell us, remember, he's not supernatural. He's in his 60s. He's older, right? And we see him in the first one, he does some stuff, and then in Halloween Kills, he gets pretty epic and stuff like that. But then the townsfolk can beat him up by the end of it, because he's not at his full, thing. And by the time Halloween Ends comes, he's definitely not. He's like,
and don't forget, he transfers something to Corey.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think so much transference as he sees in Corey what he saw himself. I think people mistake it as something supernatural, but I think it's more like
I never thought it was supernatural. I thought it was an essential thing.
It almost looks like they're going to kiss, man.
I thought there was going to be an intimate moment between them. I actually thought there was going to be a bit where you saw Michael behind him spanking him and Corey calling him daddy and all that stuff, but maybe that happened in the movie, in the Halloween Ends XX parody.
People are like, how did Corey beat up Michael Myers? Corey's in his 20s.
Yeah.
Michael Myers in his 60s. He's been beaten up by a whole town of people barely eating, living underneath a bridge.
Eating rats, weren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. What did you expect? Do you expect him to be on his and the top of his game. When he goes back to fight Laurie, there's no epic, massive fight like there was in the 2018 film.
Yeah.
No, Michael is beaten. But I think what happened is that this was the last Dave Gordon Green one. The Corey character was their character. I don't think they wanted them to take the Corey character, and so they give him a definitive kill, which I think was a mistake. You'll be in the 20.
To answer Raf's question, Small 1 was really good, but Small 2 really excelled.
I don't think I've seen Small 2 yet, to be bluntly honest with you.
It is. It's the Dario Argento show of opera.
Great film. Though the ending, I was always iffy on the ending of opera, like that right at the end. I was kind of.
You mean like the dummy and then him running down the thing?
Like the grass scene, like we're in the grass and stuff. Like, yeah, it's like.
I think it's supposed to be symbolic, that bit at the end.
Yeah.
In some way, like the colors and the grass, and maybe like new beginning.
Thank you, Trash Man. I don't think it works though.
No, not really. It doesn't.
I love the 2009. Like, I love the remake of Friday 13th. What I didn't like so much was the. It's okay. The Angry Orchard. What did you think of Angry Orchard's Halloween film? So Friday 13th film commercial.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was like.
I didn't really think much of it.
I was like, it's all right for what it is, but
yeah.
This really depends. Where do they go from here? If they're going to do more stuff like this, I'm not going to be happy. If they're going to go in and make an actual film, I'll be happy. And then I found out that, okay, now we're getting two like actual commercials for Angry Orchard with Friday 13th. That's the next thing's coming.
Although, because I thought it was very, very disappointing. And how it came off. And I mean, I could talk about it properly in a thing, but I didn't think much of it from the thing. But when I think back on it, it felt. There got there for a second.
Wreck there for a second, right?
I felt like it was very. It didn't feel right. It felt strange, and it felt very.
Trash's opinion right there.
Yeah, basically. Did you know they remade a biopic movie called La Bamba?
I saw the original, but they shouldn't remake it, actually.
The Crow 904 is obviously better than the Crow 2024. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, that's a horrible. I'll be honest. That's one of the worst remakes I've ever seen. Is a Crow remake, right up there with The Fog, which is
and up there with Prom Night, the remake, where that sucks and all.
I like the Prom Night remake.
You would.
I did. I mean, but here's the thing. It's because I think it's well constructed, but it's different. At least it sticks to the Prom Night like theme of things. Like it's Prom Night. It's not. I mean, but it's not. I don't think it was meant for me. Like I enjoyed it for what it was. But
it was meant for kids.
Yes, it's definitely it's a starter for horror slasher. Jason needs to do McDonald's commercial. There you go.
Imagine if he did. That'd be hilarious. We're slicing your burgers in half today.
I would watch that.
Nice shot. I haven't seen Opera, but recently just watched a bunch of Argento and Fulci.
Nice.
In general, I just got introduced and they made some great stuff. Wow, you're in for a real treat. Italian horror, some of the best horror out there. Some very cheesy horror as well, but so incredible.
Martino. Look at Martino as well. Sergio Martino's great stuff.
There's so many fantastic directors out there to just go with. I need to finish The Gates of Hell trilogy. The Last Town. The House Next to the Cemetery. The House Next to the Cemetery is great. I enjoy that. It's got one of the best scenes ever in it.
That is. No, on the show.
You're lucky, Mars Monster. I wish I could go back to my first ones.
Ooh. Yeah, this was such a good set.
They released more of them, haven't they?
They released House by Cemetery, Zombie. They haven't released Beyond.
They released Zombie 2 recently.
Yeah, they haven't done Beyond yet, I don't think. Or if they did, it's not released. And I don't think they did the City of the Living Dead either. At least I don't have it. Like Ebon Press, like the comic wise. Yeah, those are fantastic.
I don't realize they're even out because
I love New York
don't make a big deal of them anymore.
See, I love New York Ripper. I know some people don't, and it's super sleazy. Like I'll say right now, dude, if you're watching your gripper, just know going in, like, don't watch it with like parents or anything like that or kids.
New
But
York Ripper is brilliant with the voice.
oh yeah,
I
the
love the
whole.
voice.
Oh yeah, I do like a Donald Duck voice, but my cats freak out when I do it, so I can't do it here. But yeah, I do a Donald Duck voice a lot. That and I've got a Yogi Bear as well. That freak out.
Great play.
That's it. And we know how that worked out for the see, Lucio Fulci was fascinated with Donald Duck. Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, one of his best giallos that he ever put out was a movie called "Don't Torture a Duckling," which also uses the Donald Duck. It's like plush figure actually, in a pivotal scene in the movie.
Well, if you want a real sleazy one, you need the Patrick Still Lives movie. I love that movie.
I love that film. Did I like the 2010 remake
No.
of Nightmare on Elm Street? No, I mean, I think that people that did it had a lot of like good ideas, but I don't think they're executed well. When you make a Nightmare on Elm Street movie in 2010, when the effects are there at the time, like when you can actually make some decent effects, and you make it like boring, then that's
extremely boring.
But that and the effects, I know it's supposed to look like more like a burn victim, but to me, he just looks silly. And it's a shame because I do think that the actor playing like Freddy doesn't do a bad job. I think like some lines are actually really good, and he does them across really well. But he's hampered by bad script, bad direction, and horrible special effects.
And not being Robert Englund.
Hard. Well, you know that makes it hard too. For the longest time, Kevin Bacon was the guy people wanted to take over that role.
I think he would have been good at that, actually.
Oh yeah, he definitely would be. And he's at the age now which does that stuff.
Kubrick says, "Sorry, Alan, don't torture a duckling." No.
Oh my God, you serious? Like that is such a massively cool film and such a damning like condemnation of like a certain aspect.
The Thing 982 versus The Thing 2011. I'll always pick 982, to be honest.
I don't think anybody's gonna pick 2011, man. I didn't get the Huckleberry Hound collection. That's like $80, but euros, by the way, 80 euros. Where I was looking at it, but I grew up like that used to come on TV when I was like 3 years old in the afternoons. Not obviously, I wasn't like when it came out, but it was like rerun. I still remember like running inside as a kid to watch Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, Raph, I agree with you. Actually, I actually prefer the Dawn of the Dead 2004 remake to the original.
That's a good film. And you know what makes it really good? James Gunn. I'm gonna piss off some people. James Gunn wrote that film. And
don't forget Ving Rhames being the twin brother of the version of him from Day of the Dead remake.
That's cool. Cemetery Man's fantastic. Della Morte Dellamore. It's part of the Dylan Dog comic series. So Cemetery Man, there is a movie out there called Dylan Dog. You can probably skip it.
Yeah, that's awful, that movie.
Yeah,
it's got what's his name in it? Brandon Routh.
Yeah, and that's a shame. Brandon Routh's a damn good actor, but that's not a good movie.
Yeah, Demons does have killer music. I will say about Demons, the music in it is fantastic.
Music is amazing. Demons. I like the music in Demons too. Not the same level, but Demons got it's just a perfect. Demons, much like heavy metal, the film.
Yeah.
Just perfect soundtracks. But with that being said, before I get kicked out of here, because I'm not sure what StreamYard's like limit is nowadays on this stuff when you're in the free version. This is Malcolm. I want to thank you for coming in so much. I could go on for hours like this because this has been a great stream, guys. You guys have made it amazing. We're gonna be doing some stuff for Halloween. I will try to do one more live in the month of October, but I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to do because there's a lot of videos coming up and I've got a lot of stuff to put, like Malcolm knows, aside from doing the videos, I got to put stuff together and like edit things together before me and him and Dad like do
all
stuff.
takes time, sadly.
Yeah. And that like tends to be, and each time I do it, like Malcolm knows when I'm doing the the openings for those videos and stuff like that. It's like, and it's gonna be harder this year because I got to do the openings. You guys aren't going to be see it because I'm on free stream here. I'll have to like
Bye,
send it to you.
Kubrick. Bye, Raf. It's
Yes,
good
thank
to-
you guys so much for coming in. I want to like thank everybody for like for coming in and like just watching, and you guys rock. It's amazing, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, guys.